right, we're
Hello.
back. All right, all right. Oh, how's it going, Grae? How are you?
Good. I'm good.
All right, and all right. So, we actually have a guest today. Sorry, we're actually on time today, which is great. but we
Yeah.
actually have a guest today. All right, and so joining us is the Bone Bridger. Hey, how's it going?
Hello, gentlemen. I've already met one of you, and the other I've just now met from the Philippines.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. So it's morning for you, nighttime for me, getting to be nighttime for you. So
Yeah,
cool, guys. Thanks for having me on.
yeah. Thanks for joining. Who are you? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I go by the Bone Bridger because, well, you got to build a bridge out of something. And, it's not the sturdiest bridge, but it sends a strong message to your enemies. No, I do YouTube reviews. I kind of talk about the stuff you guys talk about, which is cool. I've been doing it for less than a year. I started last June. I had a full-time job I really hated. Hated it for 7 years and I quit it. And I was like, I got to do something. And I just was like, I'm going to make YouTube videos. And here we are, 10,000 subs later and talking to cool people around the world. This is the part I really enjoy, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
just meeting people. Like, this has been so cool.
That's awesome, man. All right. So, thank you for joining. And before we get started, we actually have some self-shilling to do. So,
Oh, okay. I like
yeah.
it.
So, go ahead and get yourself a merch from our T Public. Or we have two shirts. So you can get
I
your
like
Project
it.
Eggroll t-shirts at T Public in the description below. So go ahead and check that out. And we do have another shirt over there as well. So if you guys do want other shirts or other designs, please feel free to drop it down in the comments below. Let us know or join our Discord and check and just ping one of us. And I usually will do the designs and I'll go over it with Grae and we will both approve it and we'll get it out. And yeah, that's it for the self-shilling. But
I
man,
like
there's
it.
a lot of stuff that went out this week. I believe there was the whole Disney like losing 4 million Disney Plus subscribers.
Subscribers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
And some people tried to like make light of it and think it was just like the cricket part of the sports package in India, but they were expecting 4 million up. So technically it's like 8 million down. So I mean, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, it's wild. And didn't they? Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't I heard that they're also merging with Hulu?
So yeah, and that's going to cost them a lot. I don't know, and maybe you guys have already looked. I was just looking at projections, but Universal made it clear it was going to not be cheap for them to get Universal's portion of all that. So
Yeah.
I don't know the real numbers, but I know it's not a cheap purchase.
Yeah, man. That's gonna be wild. Is because I do you think that the monthly because I do have Hulu, and do you think if they're gonna merge together, like how's that gonna work? Do you think the prices are gonna go up, or do you think it's gonna
So
like sort of
I
remain the
know
same?
Disney's raising their prices this fall. They've already said it. Maybe not this fall, maybe this December or something. And so that's one portion of it. But right now, what I don't understand, and I'm sure you can still break it out, but right now you can get like Disney or Disney and Hulu or Disney, Hulu, and ESPN. But the question is, I think their goal is one thing. You have to pay the price. And that could be a problem, I think. I think that could be a real issue because, I mean, I have both, but how many people want everything? I don't know. That could be a problem. I could see that, especially if like money's tight right now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. We do have this article from Forbes. Let's see. Record decline. Why Disney Plus lost another 4 million subscribers. It's. Do you think it's because of the stuff that they're putting out, or do you think it's like another reason why?
I don't know. I go back and forth. I don't know about you guys because I think content is an issue. I think Marvel's an issue and Star Wars is an issue. But this is also like money problems going back to maybe buying Fox, maybe the deal with Hulu. But I think they have that problem going on too. They just don't know it yet. I don't know. I would love to hear what y'all think because for me, this is a head scratcher because I would like to say like, no, it's the content. They've made junk content. What they're doing to Star Wars is appalling, but I don't know. It could be more complicated than that.
Yeah. What about you, Gary? What do you think? What do you think? You think it's content, or do you think it's like everything that's happening with Marvel and Star Wars under Disney.
Yeah, it's also content, and probably also they're releasing too many stuff too fast.
That's a good point. And I was going to ask you guys about that. Is like, do you feel, because everyone says superhero fatigue. Is it superhero fatigue? Is it too much saturation? Is it you have 5 million things you have to watch on Disney to stay in touch with what's going on in Marvel? Because I honestly don't know. I've never really given too much to the like, is this fatigue broad? Like, is it all superhero genre, or is it like a Disney issue?
Grae, what do you think? I'll let you answer first.
Yeah, I think it's not necessarily superhero fatigue because what's a good example? Can we consider The Boys as a superhero?
Oh,
superhero
absolutely.
series?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like The Boys up to now. I mean, it's still really good writing. Then it's just because I think back in phase 1 and phase 2 days, we've how many Marvel movies a year? Three to four.
Yeah, we got up to 4 at one point, and then we got up to 4 with 3 TV shows. Like they really hit the gas after Endgame, as opposed to like resetting. They were like, let's see how much we can release in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I like. What I think is it's a victim of too much corporate bureaucracy. Like, yeah, it's because there's always this expectation that you have to do better than the prior year. So what ended up happening is let's bring out more and more movies so that we can increase more revenue. Then this is what ends up happening. It's become quantity over quality.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
That's a good point. Yeah,
like I do agree. Is because it's you used to have so you have Sony, you have Fox, and then you have Marvel proper, which is Disney. And you have maybe like 2 to 3 movies coming out from Sony, or maybe 1 at best. And then you have 2 to 3 movies coming out from Fox, and you have maybe 2 to 3 movies coming out from Marvel. So you have about 9 movies, and they're not intertwined in terms of story or in continuity, but maybe a little bit of Sony. And then of course you have the Tom Holland stuff, which sort of ties into the MCU. But I think they are releasing too many things at once, especially now that you're having a lot of the folks who are working in their visual effects department who are not, there's an article coming out saying that they're not getting paid enough. They have to sleep in their desks, and it's just like the crazy hours. And then you have stuff like She-Hulk and stuff that's in the movies in Thor: Love and Thunder that didn't look great. So just the VFX and you're not just having three movies, right? Like the TheBoneBridger mentioned. You're also having 3 TV shows as well. So like all your assets from that maybe like 500 million pile, it's deviated into 6 or 7 things versus 3. Yeah, and you're also separating writers too.
I think you made a good point with the VFX, and I think it's why we're about to see a different kind of show in Secret Invasion. A lot of prosthetics, a lot of costumes, like a lot of grounded action. I think that's what they were going for because that issue is so real. And they tried to deny it for a while. And like you said, Thor 4 was obvious. She-Hulk was very obvious, like just the shades of green and how it changed scene to scene, which that really confused me until I read that those people were working on Ant-Man 3 at the same time. Mm-hmm. I think you guys are both right. And I think the bureaucracy, the overarching people at Disney that are trying to make money, it's something I think people overlook is this is a publicly traded company, and that matters. It may not seem like it matters, but these meetings, these reports, like it will eventually lead to change. But also there's a pressure there, like y'all mentioned, to keep growing, to keep getting more people, and they're not. The viewership is down, and that's it. Doesn't even. I don't know about you guys, but the only time I've ever gotten pushback on anything, which everyone on YouTube is wonderful. Like I've really been impressed. I have like one person who has ever pushed back, and they push back on this idea of they're not failing. And I'm like, well, failing for Disney is it's decreasing. Yes, Ant-Man 3 can make money, but if they make 5 million, but they spent 400 million to make 5 million, that's really bad. Like no company wants those. That's a huge risk. Like, I don't know about you all, but that I look at it as it's like the projection is just going down. and they can't stop it right now.
Yeah, I think having it's just having too many things at once. It definitely is their thing, and we already heard. I think Iger mentioned that they're going to be cutting back on some stuff, because they're going to try to focus more on quality now, and I think I think moving forward, like that's something that can potentially bring back the fans, but I think a lot of people has already like lost it. And back to your question about superhero fatigue, I think it's just fatigue of terrible writing. And
yeah,
yeah,
writing. Yeah, both of you mentioned that. I think that's a way bigger deal than people realize.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's from RL Dog. He said, I heard
9
9
billion.
Really? Damn, that's a lot. Well, the thing is, it's what's the Comcast is under Universal, right? So
right, Peacock, Universal, yep.
Yeah, so they're under the same company. Because I remember when I used to be at you should be under NBC Universal, and then now it's Comcast,
right.
Comcast Universal. So, but 9 billion is a lot, and it doesn't definitely make sense. Let's see. This is according to the VFX, right? Like they sleep at their desk because they can't afford an apartment, not working hours. So, yeah, and the thing is that you have like the third floor and a bunch of these other companies that are outsourced doing. This is not just like people at Marvel and Disney. These are also like outsourcing companies that does their VFX, their sound, and stuff like that. So it does make sense where they're like, oh, you have to meet all these deadlines, and what is the good enough like threshold or that bar that we need to pass in order for us to get this out. It's because we have another project, and that's the crappy thing about these timelines. I'm not a big fan of them. Like used to be, like, here's our phase 5, here's everything that's coming out. You're like, okay, cool. But the thing is that now you already released it out. Everyone's going to be waiting for it. Everyone's going to be, okay, this is coming out next year. This is coming out next year. And you already have the Marvels being pushed from the summer to November. So, back in the day, when did we as audience and as moviegoers used to know when movies are coming out? The trailers. It's like, oh, what? There's a new Spider-Man movie coming out? Oh, I didn't know. Oh, the Blade movie's coming out? Like, we didn't know. But now we know when it's coming out. So they have to make all of those. They have to hit all those milestones, right? So so they're either going to hit those milestones, or they have to push it, or they have to cut scope. Most of the time, they don't want to push it. They rather cut scope. So what we're going to do is, we don't need to polish our VFX. We don't need this to look that great. We don't need this to look that great. And that's what we're getting.
It's what is it? They call it diminishing returns, the law of diminishing returns or something. So that's what Grae, is it the same? Like, have you noticed like a change in people talking, like, cause you're in the Philippines, and I'm just wondering, like, has there been a change in how people look at things like Marvel?
I'm not sure in a broad perspective, but I'm pretty sure that it's not as hyped back then in phase 1 to phase 3 days. It's like, when I talk with my friends about, if you want to watch this, want to watch that, they're not excited anymore. Unlike before, we used to watch it together. It's like, oh, the new, Iron Man 2 is about to come out. Let's go watch it. Or somewhere in the MCU phase 2 or 3. We used to watch it together. Now, not anymore. It's like people are not excited anymore with the new releases recently. People are not really that hyped anymore compared to back then.
What you just said was whenever I started to feel things were changing. This was before I had a YouTube channel. I remember like going to Infinity War with all my friends, and the theater was packed, and you just felt like the audible gasp at the end, and there was people crying like, no, how did the Thanos win? And I was so happy. But like, before Marvel movies, there was this excitement on opening night. And Thor 4, I even remember the excitement before the movie on opening night, but at the end of the movie, it was quiet. And then Black Panther 2, it was quiet and not as many people. Ant-Man 3 was not as many people. And then Guardians. The theater I go to is huge. I go to the IMAX screen. I go to the primetime, screening just to go with the people. And there was 10 people. I was like, what is happening to Marvel? But I think y'all are right. The excitement factor is way down. And I think maybe that's a combination of oversaturation, bad writing. When you let people down, Eternals was it for me. That movie just like deflated me. Like I was like, what am I watching? Because Black Widow, I knew wasn't going to be great. Like it was not a good time to release that movie. So I gave them some slack. You just had in game, like give them some slack. But yeah, that one, I should have started a YouTube channel that night, but I would have got banned from just yelling over and over.
That's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and read this article. Maybe you can read a paragraph or two. Disney is dealing with a lot right now. Between the turf war with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, the writer's strike, and company-wide layoffs that will reach 7,000 worldwide. Add that another concern, the continued subscriber declines for streaming service Disney+. It suffered its second straight quarterly decline during the first 3 months of the year, shedding 4 million subscribers that came after a 2.4 million drop from the final quarter of 2022. Up until Disney Plus and never suffered as a subscriber loss, but more could be ahead as Disney deals with the fallout from losing streaming rights to the Indian Premier League IPL cricket games, which had aired in the Indian version service of Disney Plus Hotstar. So is that the reason? Like I've never heard of this. So this is they have something with the Indian Premier League. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, it was just part of their sports thing. And this kind of goes back to them they were trying to at one point get into all the sports markets, it's hard to compete because of like Amazon and people are going in and buying things and they can play with a different money level than Disney. But that is really just like cricket from what I understand. And it's just in India. So that was going to happen. The counter to it though, when you get into it is this US Canada loss is baffling. Like every other streaming service isn't having this problem. Like at least they're growing subs. Paramount may be losing money constantly. It's like they just want to lose money, but at least they're growing subscribers, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see. Indeed, all the losses could have been attributed to India, where subscriptions were off by 4.6 million. Disney Plus saw a 300,000 subscriber loss in the United States and Canada, where the service now has 46.3 million subscribers. Worldwide, Disney Plus has 157.8 million subscribers, second only to Netflix, but that's well off more than 163 million Wall Street had been anticipating for this quarter. And that's wild, man. Like, and the thing is, I talked about this before, and we'll go more in depth with the Hulu stuff. I remember, and I talked about this at length before. So my company that I used to work for, that I work for, is called Fox Next, and Fox Next was under Fox, and it was bought out by Disney during the acquisition. So I remember we were at a town hall with people from Disney, people from Marvel, and they're like, "What we're trying to release right now is called the Netflix Killer." I'm like, "What?" Like that's their in-house name, the Netflix Killer. I'm like, "No way, that's not going to happen." And it's like it's because they talked about what the actual, like how much Netflix makes. So they're like, in terms of revenue, combine, like have all the Disney parks money in 1 month. So California, the 2 parks in California, the 4 parks in Florida, and then you have Hong Kong, Shanghai, Paris. So all of that combined equals 1 month revenue for Netflix. So I'm like, that's a lot of money that Netflix is making compared to Disney. So that we're gonna try to make this merger, and that's the reason why they really, really wanted it, because they can get nostalgia from like the X-Men series, Simpsons, and like the whole catalog from 20th Century Fox, and then have Aliens and Predator and all that stuff. But the thing is that like with the movies, like that's where they make the most money, in my opinion. I think the movies, right? So you have like movies that make billions of dollars. Super Mario Brothers made $1 billion. Top Gun Maverick. I'm pretty sure like a bunch of Minions movie and all that stuff. But the thing is, if I can just wait 3 months and it'll be on Disney Plus, why the heck would I go to the movies? Right. So do you have Disney Plus?
Oh, I am a consumer of all entertainment. You could have just said, "Do you have?" And yes, I am part of the problem. I am part of the machine. I have all the accounts. My brother still has his original Netflix account from the day they opened. Wow. He was reading about it coming out, and he was like, "I want to order this DVD." But no, so I guess here's the problem with streaming is no one's proven that they can make money off streaming except for Netflix. And ironically, Netflix is the only one that makes true quote unquote original content that's not based off brands. And I think that there's something there that they don't have to just go back to the well. Now they do make some horrible stuff because that's what happens when you take a chance on stuff, but then you get a Stranger Things. And that Stranger Things takes over the whole world and gets 115 million viewers. And The Mandalorian season 3 gets less than 2 million. And it's like, oh, Star Wars can't compete with this brand about some kids playing D&D in their basement and a monster. You know, like I don't know. I don't know about the longevity of this unless they merge. And Paramount's the first to go, I think. I think they're the first one to give in. But their owner doesn't want to sell. So I don't know. There's kind of a battleground there, too.
Yeah. So Paramount is owned by Viacom. So Viacom, what do they have at Paramount?
Star Trek, Transformers. Well, and Transformers was really just the deal with what Hasbro or a Top Gun. They got stuff like that.
Top Gun.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah. So the good thing is that Picard season 3 was amazing. So which is great. And then they do have South Park. So in terms of like episodic stuff. So it does make sense for Hulu to combine with them. It's because if you think about it, most of the stuff that's on Disney Plus and Hulu, like some of them sort of cross. They sort of cross streams in a bit, right? Used to be able to watch Family Guy, Family Guy and Simpsons on all that stuff, and you can still on Hulu, but they also have Simpsons on Disney Plus. So if they could just like Disney is very, very infamous for what's it called again? Just removing stuff, right? It's just like, oh, we're gonna absorb you and get rid of stuff that we don't need, right? Because if we're gonna have redundancies, we're just gonna get rid of them. And I wonder what's that going to be like, right? So Hulu content to be added to Disney Plus for the one app experience, CEO Bob Iger says. Disney's chief executive added that Hulu and Disney Plus, as well as ESPN Plus streaming platform, will continue to be available as standalone services. Disney is bringing its marquee streaming services closer together. The Walt Disney Company plans to combine content from Hulu and Disney Plus into a one app experience by the end of the year. CEO Bob Iger announced on the entertainment giant's quarterly earnings call Wednesday. So, were you able to watch or listen to the earnings call?
I did, and let me tell you. So, all right.
Oh, yeah, go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have not revealed any of this on my channel, but you know what? We're new friends here, and I like the feel you guys have. So, Grae, I was telling him, you guys I watched your whole stream of you guys talking about life, moms, Tiger Mom, like that life and everything. And I was just so blown away. So I listened to the whole Disney conference call. So track back in time a little bit. I actually owned stock in Marvel before Disney bought Marvel. That's how far back my Disney stockholdership went. And so a few years ago, I sold Disney. And so I still listen to the conference calls and everything because I used to love the brand. Like I loved Marvel. Like that is I grew up with that. Like that's I still deep in my heart, I love it, even know what they're doing with it. I wish they'd get back on track eventually, but we'll see. But regardless, I listened to the conference call and there's some things that stood out about this that worry me. One thing that not a lot of people were talking about is they think this is going to get worse, the streaming losses. They think that they have a bad gap coming up where people are going to cancel because Secret Invasion is it. Because Loki season 2 is like paused technically, but it's the fall. But Loki season 2, and I know you were going to mention this at some point, the Jonathan Majors news has that show, from what I understand, in just disarray. So they don't know if they should release it. They don't know if they should refilm it. But they finished the show and then all this happened. So they've got... But money-wise, they think the worst is to come. They tried to layer it in that conference call, but hypothetically speaking, let's say I'm a stock trader. Hypothetically, let's say I was betting that Disney was going to go down before that earnings call. I was very happy to hear what happened. But, that's just besides the point.
Yeah. It's wild. I think we have some people in the chat and they're saying that. See, what's this one? I'd like to know about the idea of a superhero in traditional Asian culture, either from China or the Philippines. That would be pretty cool. I'll sort of talk more into, like, a sort of reach out and branch out to different like cultures. And I do know that Disney is coming out with like a Journey to the West, lore that they're using. I forgot what it's called. the movie that or TV show that Michelle Yeoh's, and I think she's supposed to play like the goddess of mercy, I think, which is Guan Yin. And we do know that they're trying to lean into different cultures, right? Like you do have Moana, you have you already have what, Raya, and then you have Shang-Chi. So in terms of that, so if they can, they can probably draw more, is because like it will be I know a lot of people, especially Filipino, like Filipino people, they love the Philippine pride, the Pinoy pride. It's very, very strong with that culture. Like my wife would tell me all the time. But yeah, let's see. Dave. Yo, what's going on, Dave? How's it going, man? In general, the studios lock in their release date about a year prior to the movie coming out, so they have a slot in the market. Other studios will then jockey around the tentpole movies. Yeah, right. So speaking of that, like we do have like Guardians of the Galaxy. I believe they have like one more. I think they're hoping for one more week of like revenue. Is because what's the next big movie that's coming out?
Fast 10? X. And the
X
Rock's, there's some Rock news that came out. So now there's the hype is like, so.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's another one. Say there are an entire job categories based around when a movie, when to release a movie. 10 years ago, it was unheard of to delay a movie. Yeah, true. It's wild, man. Like, there's, like, even as good as, what we consider Guardians of the Galaxy 3 to be, I think that I don't think it can save Marvel. I don't think it can save the Disney stuff, because we do know that the Walt Disney companies, what's it called again? Their stock like dropped, right? So if you take a look at this one right here, so it was at early this week, it was at 101, and then it dropped by like 10 points.
Yeah.
Right. Which is a lot, which is like billions of dollars that was lost. So it's crazy. Like, imagine hearing that, like, oh, Disney is losing money. It's because Disney is such a household name, and it's now like losing so much money. I don't know. You said you watched Guardians 3, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, and it's good.
Movie?
It's really good. Like I was probably a little too critical on it, but I was critical probably from the perspective of, I don't think this is good for Marvel. It's great if you're a Guardians fan. I think it's great. I really enjoyed it, but it's like the end. It's like a definitive end to an era of Marvel. I think they dropped the ball at Marvel, and this was a forced end because of what happened. And like, yeah, Guardians is good, and I think it's better for DC than it is Marvel, because at least James Gunn gets a really good movie on the way out to his new thing. Grae, was Guardians a big deal there?
It was okay, but I don't think so. It's not hype like it was before, for sure. Like, yeah, like I mentioned, right? I watched Guardians 2 with my friends back then, but here not anymore.
Man, it was a cultural thing that changed. Like, we used to do this stuff as like everybody get together. You gotta get your tickets early. You gotta be there, and now it's like,
the hype has kind of died already with Endgame.
Man, that's a good point.
Yeah, the people are reluctant to spend money on movies and streaming services that they no longer anticipating watching. Right? If you're gonna release movies like really crappy movies, or like just movies that no one really cares about, right? And Disney is really it's now they're just basically making everything either a sequel or their live action adaptation. And we watched Peter Pan and Wendy, and it was awful, right? Like it has no soul, and it's sort of just it turns its head on the initial stories. And if you're a big Peter Pan fan, like you're not gonna like it. Like, even I had a friend who's who I consider like extremely like woke, but like I remember when Maleficent came out, and she's like, "Why is this movie out? I hate that," because her favorite movie was Sleeping Beauty. And she said, "Maleficent is a force of evil. She's supposed to be evil. Let her be evil. You don't need to have a good backstory for an enemy anymore, right? Like, why does every bad guy has to have a tragic like backstory for every bad guy?" And she hated that. And that's the same thing with what they did with Hook. He has a sad backstory, and it's all Peter Pan's fault. And it's like, you're changing the story. And I have a feeling that's what they're going to be doing with The Little Mermaid that's coming out as well. Like, are you guys running out of ideas? And I think they are. I think like they can't write, especially right now with the writer's strike, they can't they don't have any new writers right now. So I think all that they can do is like, what's a safe thing we know that people will like? We know that little kids will like. The parents will just drop their kids off in the theaters for 3 hours and forget about them, right? And I don't know. Like, do you like any of the live action adaptations, BoneBridger?
I started to think about that because, like, if I think about like animated growing up, my favorite was Mulan. I can't help it. Aladdin, maybe.
Yeah.
And I hate the Aladdin live action. And so, like, before the Will Smith slap drama, I was already, and I loved Will Smith and lots of stuff, but I was, you talk about someone who was not happy. So the slap drama just gave me every excuse to just double down. Like, but I think Lion King is a horror movie, and the animals in it are like the living embodiment of evil, like, you know, Evil Dead style. I don't know how else to describe it. But, you know, I keep hearing the people and early theater reactions you can't trust because they're only bringing people to those showings that they trust to say good things. And people saying that The Little Mermaid looks good and is good, I could see that being better than I think it is. But I still feel like it was a very unnecessary movie to make. It's like, I don't know, like the new Mulan is one that really scratched my head because I felt like they were trying, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it was received well in China. The the adaptation, they are pandering to a base, but they're not really pandering. Like they're not actually aware of what those people like. It was like more insulting. And I think that's where I'm like, what are you doing, Disney? Like who's this movie for? Like who do you want to see this movie? I don't know if they know the answer to that question.
Yeah. I do agree with you. It's because I think one big thing it was they just didn't like it that the story is different is because Mulan is based off of like either a legend or a character that lived. So it's written. They have TV shows about it, like period pieces. Like I watched them as a kid, and it wasn't received well. And I think Disney and people who are sort of in charge, they're basically saying, what do people like? And they're not. They're thinking, I think that people will like this versus actually asking what they like. And like one big thing was Crazy Rich Asians. I know it was a hit here. I didn't watch it. I heard a lot of people liked it. During that time, my brother was in China. He was teaching golf in China, and it released there. And I asked him, did people like Crazy Rich Asians? He said people hated it here. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. This is not how we are and stuff like that. And it's just this. It's sort of like the westernized versions of what we think Asian culture is. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people are just didn't like it. But and Mulan is my favorite and Disney animated movie. Other than I think Lion King is like
awesome.
Yeah, Lion King is like immediately following second. Just Lion King just really good. But in terms of
they ruled
I love
the
whole
world.
Story.
Like Disney animation dominated. I can't believe they've come to this. Like you talk about having like a 10-year lead where you have movies like Toy Story dominates the world, sequel dominates the world, Lion King dominates, Aladdin, Mulan. I mean, you talk about hit after hit after hit. And now you fast forward 20 years later and you have stuff like Strange World and Lightyear that lose $100 million, $80 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of Little Mermaid, I saw this clip earlier from so I'm not sure if we're gonna get DMCA for this is because the music.
Yeah, it's somewhere between the horror of Lion King and I would rather have a colonoscopy. I don't really know, but one of those things. Oh, that picture they tweeted. Oh, I can't believe they.
And the subtitle
still there up to now.
She is.
They haven't taken it down yet.
It's still there. It's still there.
Who works at these companies? Like, they could hire any YouTuber to say, just if something bad happens, just delete it. And someone would have deleted it in 10 seconds. They'd be like, that's probably not good. Delete.
Yeah. But the thing is that like, I already said this when Lion King came out. I'm like, if the lions look too realistic, they're not going to emote well. When like especially like when Mufasa dies or something crazy happens, they're not going to be happy or sad. They're just going to look the same. And same thing with this one. Like, have they not like? It was like you're going to have Sebastian singing "Kiss the Girl," with his like flap mouth. You know, it doesn't look anything like Sebastian. It's no emotions or anything. So it's gonna feel soulless.
Mm-hmm. Unless this is a big switcheroo and this is a horror movie, and 10 minutes in, the sharks show up. It gets really gruesome. Like, you know, that's what I want. I just want this to go full rated R.
That'd be amazing. But yeah, let's see. All streaming must go to commercial model, and nothing else will work at this point. Yeah, didn't they say they're testing something that like the lower tiers of Netflix are gonna bring back, like they're gonna add in commercials or something?
They have an ad tier, and I think they're trying to beef that up. Yeah, and I think Disney's going the same way. Disney may have theirs out, but that's a good point. Is unfortunately all roads lead back to advertising and bundles, where it's cable TV again. I guess the only difference is hopefully YouTube is a great example, like the ads and stuff. Like some people find them annoying. I totally get that, but like 5 seconds and I can skip it. And if it's more than a 15-second, I just won't watch the thing. I'll just turn off. But I don't know. That's a good point. Do they have to go to that model to make money? I mean, Netflix is surviving right now and doing good, but they also have massive hits. Like every teenage girl in America watches Netflix. They have dominated that. I mean, Wednesday, 90 billion minutes viewed or something, like some crazy astronomical number
on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's like the writer's strike. The writers even found out if you go after Jenna Ortega, you just get destroyed. Like YouTube channel advice for anyone wanting to start a YouTube channel: do not talk about Jenna Ortega, or her millions of fans will show up in your comment section in seconds. I haven't, but I've watched it happen to other people.
Yeah, so from Dave, he said Paramount Plus will probably fall soon. My guess is a Hulu or Max merger. Yeah, I would say so. I think HBO Max, when initially it started, for me, I'm like, oh, okay, what are they gonna have? You know, like Game of Thrones, you know, that's done, and then you have House of Dragons that came out that was really, really good. You have The Last of Us that came out was pretty good, right? And then you're gonna have season 2 and House of the Dragon, you know, season 2, and then you're gonna have a bunch of other stuff that's coming out. That's
Harry
really,
Potter
really
TV shows. I mean, they're I think they're doing it on Warner Brothers, but I think it's a partnership with Universal. Yeah, they're going to do it on Warner Brothers, but that's a great comment, because when Paramount goes down, someone is either going. The merger comment is great because the owner of CBS, she's probably not going to sell it. Like, she doesn't want to, because it's like admitting like a family legacy has failed. But their debt is like, even though Warner Brothers has 50 billion, Paramount has 30 billion of debt, but that debt is not capitalized the same way. So Paramount's under pressure. I can't believe they've not considered selling yet. A lot of people wonder if Netflix would. I don't think Netflix will, just because if you're winning, you almost don't want to get too risky with like a big purchase like that. Like, why would you go all in?
Yeah. This is from Mark. It says that, damn, even ET is roasting that.
Yeah, that picture is strong, Mark. Darth Maul in a cowboy hat. That is strong.
Darth Maul, I just saw that.
That is some high level stuff right there, Mark.
Amazing. But man, it's sad, man. Like because whenever you hear, oh, let's go watch that Disney movie, you automatically know this is gonna be good.
Right? Good. Yes.
I mean, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, like, let's go watch that Disney movie. It's going to be good. You know, it's family friendly. It's great for all ages. And now it's just like, is there going to be propaganda in there, or is it just going to be really terrible writing or terrible CGI, or no one's just going to care about it anymore?
I think some people get mad when you talk about like the message and that they put in there, but in real life, everyone I know that has kids, they're not doing it right now. They're not letting it happen because they just don't want to deal with the questions, regardless of what they feel or think. They just don't want to have a conversation with a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old about a certain topic, regardless. And I'm like, I get it. Like, oddly enough, they'll let them watch Iron Man 1, which you could argue, well, there's some stuff in there that a 5-year-old shouldn't watch. But I'm like, but it's people choose their battles.
Yeah, like I remember going to go watch Guardians 3. I heard like this is the darkest, one of Marvel's darkest films, right? In terms of like the messages inside about like animal cruelty and all that stuff. And then you get people getting, I hear people who are like super upset online. It's like, oh my God, like Guardians movie, they said the F word, and like there's animal torture and all that stuff. It's like my 8-year-old's very, very upset. And then I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're not. But
right, they probably loved it.
You willingly brought your kid to go watch your 8-year-old kid to go watch a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, that's on you. That's on them. Yeah, like it says PG-13 for a reason.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Speaking about like the message and stuff like that, like I just saw this thing on Twitter, and it's from Ian's Miles channel. We're going to talk about this really quick because there's a follow-up thing I want to show. So this is the new Transformers Earth Spark, and I saw this already, but I guess they elaborated more on it. But let's.
Martin, can you switch?
Nightshade's pronouns are they, them.
He or she just doesn't fit who I am.
My apologies. Please switch their piece.
Now, the plan. Of course. Okay, so I don't think in terms of them, like in terms of the grammar, I hate it. Is because there's only one person instead of multiple. I understand, right? If you have like a split personality or something like that, you have like a hive mind that you're a Venom. We are Venom. Then I understand. But this is what I want to follow up with. I saw this clip I saw this clip. That's the reason why I wanted to talk about it.
Okay, this is a precursor for this.
Yeah.
I'm a woman now.
Mega trans.
I'm a woman now.
Mega trans.
I have not seen this yet. You just changed my life forever.
I believe this is from Flash Gets. He has a YouTube channel. He does a bunch of animation.
Oh, Flash Gets. This one Flash Gets. Okay.
It's so good. I
gotta check that out. That's absolutely wild.
Yeah. But
that left me a little speechless. Boys, I'd love to stay on, gentlemen, but I have to run. But I want to do this again sometime soon.
Yeah.
Join you all. This was great. This is fun. And you got a good thing going.
Yeah.
All right. Before you leave, I know you stayed on for a little bit and talked about a couple of topics, but before you leave, where can people find you?
I have a YouTube channel. It's TheBoneBridger. And if you go there, I cannot guarantee what happens to you, but you might have a good time.
All right. The link should be down in the description below. So go ahead and check out TheBoneBridger. Thank you so much. I know it was a little short, but thank you so much for staying on. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you.
And
great to have you guys got a great thing going. Like this, you guys got a cool thing going. I mean, I enjoyed watching y'all's video. Like it's just a matter of time before more people find y'all and just like join in because you're very personable. I mean, clearly you have a Darth Maul cowboy hat figure in your comment section. And what else do you want? I mean, I'll trade you any 10 of mine. I mean, look at him again, Mark 2000. Mark, I'll just trade like 10,000 all my subscribers for you and your cowboy hat. I'll just delete them all.
But once again, thank you so much. Definitely, we should definitely do this again. Just reach out.
Yeah, we'll do this again. So yeah, you guys have fun.
Care.
Good luck. See you, boys.
All right, take care.
See ya.
All right, cool. That was cool. I know that he had prior engagements. He needed to go pick up someone from the airport, so he was only able to stay on for a little bit. But I'm glad that I was able to show him that clip because I wanted him to see that clip before.
Yeah, I thought that was an official one before he said it was Flash Gets.
No, it was Flash Gets. See, here's the thing: if you thought that was an official one, that means that the Flash Gets stuff is really good. And I've seen a couple of the Flash Gets stuff, like the animation, like weebs and stuff like that. It's so good. It's so good. But all right, let's go ahead and shift gears into Jonathan Majors news. So I heard that Jonathan Majors might actually face prison time. Did you hear?
Yeah.
It's I guess this is from earlier this week, and this is from the AV Club. But Jonathan Majors could face up to a year in prison over assault charges. The Creed 3 actors, the next court date is June 13th. Which is in about a month. So let's see, make it a little bigger so you guys can see. weeks after he was arrested by the NYPD over an alleged domestic violence incident, Jonathan Majors could be facing up to a year in prison on assault charges. During a Tuesday morning hearing, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office publicized a superseding complaint with the charge of a third-degree assault per deadline. The charge carries a maximum sentence of 12 months in prison or 3 years of probation. Man, like we still haven't like had like a big update. We just know that he can potentially face this. We're not sure, right? Do you think that he will be facing charges?
Yeah, given what we have, it's it's still unclear. But if I were to take a pick, like between him getting imprisoned, between him getting imprisoned or him being innocent, as it is now, I'm kind of leaning more with him being guilty about it, because by now it's like there should have been at least evidence that's presented, like the supposed alleged video in the cab. I don't know what is the legal repercussions for them releasing it in public? That's my question. It's like by now you should have already presented it. Like his lawyers keep saying that he's innocent. He's innocent. We have so much evidence, but where is it? If you have so much evidence, why don't you show it already? What's taking so long? And it's kind of like,
yeah,
it's kind of, and the reasoning is like the DA is gonna manipulate it so that the other party will twist their story into making it more favorable for them. And I don't know about you, but that's kind of like they're leaning towards more of conspiracy theory already rather than being objective about it. That's what I feel right now.
Yeah, I agree. Like if the video exonerates you, shows that you are not guilty, release it right away, right? Like what happens when there's a police shooting that like maybe a cop killed someone and then before they go riot, what do? The police releases the body cam footage to show that we actually had the right to, do something to this person, stop this person because this person was a danger to himself or herself or other people. So the police releases that. So it shows that the cop was in the right. So if he was in the right and it exonerates him from all his crimes or charges or whatever it is, they should release it. But I think it's not as black and white as that. I think there might be something in there that he probably did. Maybe he like shoved her and then she attacked him. And then he goes, "I'm king, bitch," and slaps her, right? Maybe that's the whole the whole situation happened. But we still don't know if he is not guilty of this, then show the video. There should be no reason for you not to, right? But here's the thing though. According to this article right here from Bounding the Comics, it says Jonathan Majors' attorney blames Marvel Star's domestic violence charges on racial bias that permeates the criminal justice system.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was pertaining to. Like they're leaning already towards conspiracy theories. Like it's like the justice system is racist. Like, okay, just give everyone the facts, man. Just give everyone what you have or what's your reasoning why Jonathan Majors is innocent. But right now they're playing the race card. It's like it's a hard sell for me. It's a hard sell
absolutely. Right here, Sailor Mercury just said the race card. Yeah, I think they're basically saying that because a lot of people are saying it's systemic racism, right? The criminal justice system is racist towards black people, right? But the thing is that you're in New York, and New York is heavily biased towards black people. They actually want to lift them up and stuff like that. Like most recently, there was a crazy person on a train that he was going around like assaulting people and stuff like that. And he was doing some crazy shit. And there was like a Marine who was like holding him down and making sure he stops. And there's like 3 other guys were helping him. And it just so happens those 3 guys were like were not black. And then the guy that they were choke holding was black. And then he's like, "All right, you can stop or you're gonna stop." And then later afterwards he goes to the hospital. The black guy goes to the hospital and he ends up dying. Right. So and they actually found out that this guy, I forgot his name, and I think his last name is Penny. He was actually putting him in the recovery position, so make sure he's okay. But they still charged him for 2nd-degree manslaughter, right? But let's say if the guy that he was choking was white instead of black, it would have been fine. But it's right? If it's the opposite race, it would have been fine. But but the fact that this is black, and it's that guy's going to be going to jail for how long? And most likely they're gonna incriminate him. He's going to be going to jail for several years. But I don't think it is. Like I think they're just going to be like, oh, the reason why you're against, if Jonathan Majors goes to jail, it's because you're racist. And it's such a stupid reason for you to say that, right? Let's see. Though she has not yet make a public any proof of what she has previously claimed would definitively disprove the domestic violence accusations leveled against her client. Jonathan Majors' attorney Priya Chaudhry has now claimed that not only does it exist, but that the Marvel star's continued prosecution in the face of its supposed veracity is nothing more than an example of systemic racism, right? So I'm assuming if maybe this person was not Jonathan Majors and it was it was Chris Evans. Chris Evans slapped the bitch. I'm pretty sure they'll be like, oh, the reason why you guys are so mad at Chris Evans is because systemic racism. It's like, and a lot of people you would just say bullshit. It's because of our day and age, right? It's just what happened in 2020 and stuff like that. And everything is racist now. Everything is sexist, misogynistic, islamophobes or whatever. And it's so dumb. I said just let the court handle it. Put out all of the freaking evidence, have the video, put out the video, put out everything, put it out, and have an actual jury. They can see it. Maybe he can go on a stand and talk about it and saying that why I'm not guilty. But the thing is that maybe because they want him. I don't know. I don't know, man. Do you think this is gonna be like another Johnny Depp? Do you think it's gonna be another Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing?
I don't think it'll go on as long, honestly. But yeah, sooner or later, the evidence will be shown in public. Sooner or later, the truth will come out. That's how I see it. It's just that right now, it's still ongoing. So I probably maybe until year end. That's my projection. Until year end, maybe by later this year, there'll be more evidence.
Yeah.
Because
So
sooner or later, either Marvel keeps him or he's gonna have to be recast. So they kind of need to take action already by then.
yeah. So it sounds like they filed the charges. The video may influence the potential jurors. Yeah. So maybe they're only going to show the video in the court and not out in public. It's because, like you said, it might influence potential jurors. Right. So who knows? Yeah. I think you're right. And let's see. The judge may have issued an order not to release any evidence. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one right here, let's see. Most women aren't as crazy as Amber Heard. Yeah, she shit in Spain. She shit in the streets of Spain. So but man, it's wild. The whole Jonathan Majors thing. I hope if he's guilty, then he's guilty. If he's not, then he's not guilty. Right? We just need all the evidence. Innocent until proven guilty. Right? We are still at the tail end of the Me Too movement, trust all women, believe in all women. We're still in the tail end of that. I think the whole Johnny Depp thing sort of broke that reality for most people, right? So hopefully, if, like I said, if Jonathan Majors is guilty and the juror finds him guilty of, assault or whatever, then have him go to jail. If he's not, release him. Hopefully, he does not lose any more jobs. Hopefully, he can still remain as Kang. Like TheBoneBridger said earlier, if Loki season 2 is already done, is in fact already ready to go, we're just waiting for the result of, the trial, whether he's guilty or not. Hopefully that's okay. But they were super, super not hesitant to fire Johnny Depp though. So we'll see. So have you, Grae, have you heard about the Cleopatra stuff? Have you seen the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes?
Is it even there?
It is. It came. I actually checked earlier today, and it is there. And
it's there already.
I
heard the part where it was still blank. It was still blank, even though 2 days after release. But anyway, I haven't seen it.
Are you ready for the scores?
Is it point ones?
That's
Oh
the score.
wow.
So
My God.
even the critics hate
Even
it.
critics, yeah.
Yeah. So season 1 of Queen Cleopatra has 17% critic review and 2% audience review. Okay. So here's the thing. If the critics even hate your stuff, then you can't call this shit racist. Right? Because if the critics love your stuff, according to Hollywood, then and the audience hate it, then the audience are racist, right? But if the tomato meter for critics is also really, really bad, considered rotten, then your fucking whole narrative of everything is fucking racist is been destroyed, right? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because Netflix Queen Cleopatra star Adele James dismisses Egyptian complaints about docuseries race swapping. Blackwashing isn't a thing. So do you like, Tinkerbell? You have Tinkerbell already. You have a person, you have Little Mermaid, you have Ariel. You have a couple of the characters from what's it called again? The Witcher, and you have a couple other characters who've been race swapped. But imagine if you whitewash someone, another character, right? Let's say we
Exactly.
turn Static Shock is all of a sudden white. We have Storm as a now white.
I mean, take a look at Lilo and Stitch. It's not even white yet, just lighter skin.
Yeah, and
What
people are
what more if it's
freaking
white?
flipping out, right?
Imagine if they made Nani pure a Caucasian, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Though there has been a loud backlash from Egyptian nationals, including the country's government itself, towards Netflix's race swapping of their history for Queen Cleopatra, the docuseries star Adele James cares little for any of it, as she believes that all of it is based on nothing more than a mix of self-hatred and, of course, racism. Right? If you don't like it, you are racist. And they're basically saying the entire nation or the entire country or the entire Egypt is racist, right? So the fact that it's so bad is doing so bad, and I don't think people freaking care about this, but it's so blatantly like you're blackwashing it and stuff, right? Asked by eponymous host of her opinion on the fact that people are mad about Cleopatra being blackwashed, right? Blackwashing isn't a ding, is it? At this point, a bit of technical difficulties caused some of James's response to be cut off. But when her microphone kicked back in, she could be heard asserting, "I find it sad that people are either so self-loathing or so threatened by by the blackness that they feel the need to do that to separate Egypt from the rest of the continent." What do you think, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this could have been this could have been avoided with just the thing is you marketed this as a documentary, which is why. Like I'm pretty sure Egypt will still be an outrage even if it is not a
Mhm.
documentary. But it's probably the backlash would have been far less if they just admit it was fictionalized.
Yeah.
That's the I know Dave mentioned this when I was not here, but
Mhm.
that's for me that's the biggest thing too. It's like you categorize this as a documentary. That's the thing. It's
Mhm.
like I mean if it's fictionalized, make her Chinese for all I care. But the fact that you said that this was a documentary, which is supposed to be backed by facts. You have to be
Yes.
as close to the facts as possible, and then you just throw that all away just for what your identity politics.
Yeah. Like because they just wanted to be able to have we finally have a black queen, we're taking back Cleopatra, right? They have this thing, it's called what's it called again, the racial draft, right? And it was a long time ago where it was like the black people took Tiger Woods, and the Chinese people took Wu-Tang or something like that, right? It's sort of like it's so funny and it's so ridiculous what it is, right? Let's see. This from the critic seems generous.
Yeah, it reached digits. It reached 2 digits.
Yeah, double digits. Damn, that's the
Yeah.
best rating. And to make matters worse, right? Imagine saying that the entire country of Egypt is racist. It's like, all right, fine. Egypt to make light-skinned Cleopatra documentary amid Netflix series controversy. They're like, you know what? We're making our own documentary now. We're making our own documentary. Screw you guys. Yeah, Dave Chappelle. Yeah. So yeah, we're making our own documentary that's actually accurate. Right. So let's go ahead and read this. A government-owned Egyptian broadcaster has announced that it will be producing its own Cleopatra documentary or doc after a Netflix series casted a black actress to portray the ruler. NBC News reports. Oh man, this is good. I love this. I love this a lot. Controversy has loomed over the Netflix docuseries African Queens, which began streaming on Wednesday, May 10th, since the trailer dropped last month. Produced by Jada Pinkett Smith, the series stars Adele James portraying Cleopatra with African roots. However, a number of Egyptian academics have slammed Netflix for allegedly falsifying Egypt's history, arguing that Cleopatra was European descent and not black. The Al-Wata, I'm not going to pronounce that because I'm probably going to fuck it up. Channel recently announced that the start of production of a documentary based on a true story of Cleopatra. The Egyptian broadcaster said that the doc will be backed by the utmost levels of history and accuracy. That's what I like. That's what I like. Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, the government entity in charge of heritage, wrote on Twitter that statuses of Queen Cleopatra confirmed that she had Hellenistic Greek features, distinguished by light skin and drawn out nose and thin lips. An Egyptian lawyer has also filed a lawsuit against Netflix, calling for the company to be shut down in Egypt for the show's creators to be penalized. You love to see it. You love to see it, man. This is so good. See, this is what we need, right? If you, especially based off of history, like it's like they're already saying that like so and so person is black, so and so person is black, and it's like, well, based off of documentation or history, and stuff like that. I know a lot of people were saying that like Jesus is not supposed to look like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Jesus is supposed to be a lot darker and stuff like that. Look, I get it, but I think I'm pretty sure if you go to like another country or something like that, they probably need, is there a Chinese Jesus? Is there an Indian Jesus? People who believe like are Christian or Catholic, right? Or it's crazy. But if you have something that's like literally scientific, a person who actually walked the earth, literal like documentary, it's like, well, this person is Greek. It's like, actually they're black. And it's like, no, they're not. It's like, well, if you say otherwise, then you're a racist. And it's like, oh, you basically lose your argument. It's just because you don't know what else to say. You're just gonna say, if you lose an argument, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna leave, or you're a racist, you're a bigot. And I think that's all their arguments now, man. So is there, Grae, for you, is there like a historic like Philippines like ruler that's like famous in your country, or just like a really famous person that's like that's already passed away, but it's like very very revered by like the people of Philippines?
Yeah. Probably our national hero, Jose Rizal. So imagine they made him a Caucasian. The outrage here would probably be really really insane too. Probably so much so that imagine if they did that here in the Philippines, I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix was taken off.
Yeah,
I think they would go that far. Like they will take off Netflix from the country. Like someone will be able to do it. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. It's the crazy thing is I don't think a lot of these people who are like gender swapping or race swapping these characters, I think it's just whatever their truth is. It's like, this is my truth. This is what I believe in, and the thing is that, yes, you have Ben Shapiro who says facts do not care about your feelings, but a lot of these companies, a lot of people who are running these properties and these IPs care about feelings more than facts. They don't care about actual things that happen. They're not factually like well versed in a lot of these things that happen in real life. All they care about is what is happening now and how I feel about it. And I think it's I don't know, man. I think 2016 ruined a lot of people. I think the Me Too movement ruined a lot of people, and it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. Oh, but so are speaking of crazy, are you going to watch The Little Mermaid? I know I asked you, but I'm asking you again. Are you going to watch Little Mermaid?
Wait, when does when does it come out for you guys again?
I think
Wait,
it's
let me
like
check.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I know it's in 2,
Weeks, yeah.
but I know we're getting it ahead again. We're getting it
You're
a
getting
few
on the
days ahead.
24th, right? We're getting on the 26th, I believe.
Yeah, you guys are getting it in the 26th, but what about
Yeah.
Philippines? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting it on 24th. I don't know.
It's wild. But so I guess earlier today, uh and this is from the Geeks and Gamers Twitter account, and I actually checked this too. Twitter, what I saw on Twitter, says that Rotten Tomato removed audience score for Peter Pan. And the thing is that this was temporary. I think this is temporary. And I think they're doing this to test when Little Mermaid comes out. I think they're testing it, what people feel, what are people thinking. They basically removed it. You have 5,000 ratings. You have 5,000 people who rated the movie. Because we do know that I think the percentage is like 16%, if 16% or 13%, right? Yeah. And it was probably gone for maybe about a couple hours. Right? Because if you actually go back and look at it now, I'm on the Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah,
It's 12%.
12. Yeah, I was checking too. 12.
I think they are getting ready in 2 weeks for Little Mermaid. Do you think that? You think that's what they're doing?
Yeah, probably. Because they already know, kind of like what they did with Cleopatra. It's just that Cleopatra, it's already there, but
Mhm.
I saw Ryan's video. It's like 2 days have already passed since release, but it's still blank. It was still blank. No critic reviews, no audience reviews for
Mhm.
like 2 days straight. 2 days after release. So they're already gauging it for Little Mermaid too. Yeah, for sure.
Man, that's crazy. Let's see. Some of the Doista. Those corporations don't care, I reckon, but they're afraid of the woke mob. True. It's because if something crazy happens, a movie comes out that the right, let's see, the conservative leaning right wing people, the GOP, the Grand Old Party, something that they release is saying that maybe coming out and saying that, oh, Abraham Lincoln is actually a full-blown racist. He wasn't the actual person that abolished slavery. He's actually a piece of shit. I'm pretty sure the conservative people and the Republicans and the people who are right wing, they'll probably be like, I'm not gonna watch that shit. That shit's false. We're not gonna watch it. We're not gonna give our time a day. We're gonna fucking ignore it. If they said something about Obama, saying Obama's crazy, he's racist, Michelle's actually a guy, and he actually bombed kids, and they made a movie about it or a documentary about it, right? The woke mob will actually come out, march in lockstep, and burn your house down. That's the reason why a lot of these companies bend the knee. That's why a lot of these companies, right on June 1st, pride flag on Twitter, rainbow flag on Twitter. And then immediately after June is passed, it goes back to their regular. It's because they want to make sure that they don't get beat up. Their companies don't get burned to the ground. It's because the left and these crazy woke mobs won't actually come out and destroy you. And they don't care. Right. And that's the reason why they have to make sure that, like, if it doesn't, the reason why audience score is 12% is because you're racist. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure they're going to say, oh, the reason why we temporarily remove this is because you're trying to siphon through all the racist and negativity and sexist bigot comments from this. And when was this? Do you remember when the first time they did this? The first time they actually did this, like when Rotten Tomatoes was starting to be a piece of shit and started like stopping people from writing in comments, stopping people from writing in reviews, and you have to be like verified. Do you remember when they started this, Grae?
Was it Star Wars? Am I
Cl-
or even?
It was during Captain Marvel. So this one was 5 years ago. Rotten Tomatoes removing audience ratings and comments during film's pre-release period. So even before the movie drops, or even before the movie comes out, like people will go online and people who's either seen it, got early release, pre-screenings or whatever, and they watched it, they will put in reviews. But maybe if they don't like it, but there's a lot of people who started putting in, this movie's gonna suck. This movie's gonna suck. So they started removing that. They removed that. So now you have to be verified. You have to log in with your, I don't know, some kind of social security. You have to show them your penis thumb stamp or whatever it is. And it basically, because Rotten Tomatoes, I believe, is owned by Warner Brothers, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're owned by Warner Brothers, right? So this is an old article, right? Very old, 5 years ago. Well, 4. Let's see. Rotten Tomatoes is making things a little more garden fresh moving forward. The review aggregator has announced that as of Monday, February 25th, it will no longer display any audience ratings comments before the film's initial release. And this is not the first time where these big companies has bent a knee because of they're getting a lot of negative review, negative feedback, right? Temporarily, earlier this week, YouTube disabled the dislike button. Because it's originally disabled, but they disabled the extension, right?
No, I think it just broke down the extension.
Oh, it broke.
It broke down, but it was fixed eventually, so it's okay now. You can use it again.
So that hopefully that's the case, and it's not like Disney's like, you better remove that shit.
Because, it's
because Little Mermaid has terrible likes and dislikes.
It's just that we're so used to censorship that that's what we would think, that the extension was disabled, but it just broke down. I believe it just broke down.
Yeah, the reason why I want to see the Little Mermaid like and dislike under the sea. This is the clip, right? The minute clip that we just watched earlier. So I'm gonna bring it up. So let's see. It has 12,000 likes and 17,000 dislikes. So that was from yesterday. So it was a day ago, right? So let's see, what's the official Mermaid trailer? Okay, the official one is the 116,000 likes and almost 2 million dislikes, right? So, like, I'm pretty sure Disney does not like seeing this. I'm surprised their comment section is still turned on, right? The reason why I hate a lot of these crappy things that's happening is there was a Netflix special, stand-up comedy special from Amy Schumer. Do you know who Amy Schumer is?
The comedian, right?
Yeah, the terrible comedian that talks about her vagina, right? She basically put the microphone in her vagina and was like, "This is my vagina," right? The thing is that it was so bad. It got like, because you could do thumbs down, thumbs up, or right now it's thumbs out, thumbs up. But back then there was a star rating system. And it was so bad. It got like 1 star, even, or like half a star. It was so bad. She was so pissed off that she went to Netflix like, you need to change the system now. You need to change it now.
Oh yeah, I think I read that long ago. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the thing is that the fact that you have these companies who are like, they're gonna bend their knee is because I'm gonna bend the knee because I don't want a lot of feet. It's so stupid, right? Just because Captain Marvel sucks ass, you have to change the Rotten Tomatoes rating system. Just because Amy Schumer is a piece of shit comedian, you're gonna have to change the rating system on Netflix. It's what else is gonna happen, right? Is IMDb is that gonna change? Is all these other movie sites, movie reviews, are they gonna change? Who knows? It's wild, dude. Let's see. Yo, what's going on? Alec Baldwin's finger. Hope you're doing well, dude. Roland, you can see people who are popping in. And Eggroll, what's going on? Just JK, yeah. And what's going on? The Lost Tales. What up? Hope you guys are doing well. But yeah, it's rough. It's definitely rough. Yeah. A lot of these things are the DEI stuff. Yeah, the diversity, equity, and inclusivity thing. And it's they couldn't say Bud Light. True. But here's the thing though. Here's the thing about Bud Light. Grae, would you, if someone gives you a Bud Light, would you drink it?
Probably not.
Why?
I don't know. It's because like it's kind of, well, for one, I don't really drink a lot of beer, but yeah, it's kind of well, I don't know. It's like because of that crap marketing, it's like it feels like yeah, it's like since you're targeting a new demographic already. So
Yeah.
yeah, it feels like I'm not the target audience, stuff like that, because for some reason. And even then, it's like I'm kind of like what we're doing right now, we're kind of pushing back on the woke stuff. So it's kind of like if I drink it right now, it's like I feel like I am contradicting myself if I'm doing that right now. That's the best way for me to articulate it. Not that I'm a heavy alcohol drinker anyway to begin with.
Do you so here's the thing. The reason if you drink it, this is gonna happen to you.
Mega trans.
See, joking is I love it so good. The reason why people
I'm a woman now.
so the reason why it's joking aside, right? The reason why people don't want to be caught dead with drinking Bud Light is because let's say if you are like a traditional straight male, right? Traditional straight male, if you're gonna be caught dead with drinking Bud Light, people are gonna be like, "Are you gay or something?"
Yeah.
It's because of what happened, right?
Mega trans.
Sorry. I wanted to show that again. This is the funniest clip I've ever seen, dude. When I watched this the first time, I was laughing for like 3 minutes. I was like, bro, this is so good. But like it's you can't like, and the thing is that like we haven't heard Dylan Mulvaney talk about it for like a month now, or even more than that. But it's wild how things are changing, and the fact that a lot of people saying that cancel culture doesn't work. Like it only works for people you disagree in. But the thing is that now you have cancel culture. We're canceling Anheuser-Busch, right? And they lost billions of dollars, right? People aren't drinking their stuff, and if we can vote with our money, it's telling that this company, hey, we don't like what you're doing. We don't like the woke stuff that's coming out in Disney. We don't like what you're doing with Star Wars. We don't like what you're doing with these crazy ass documentaries. Vote with your wallet. And that's Anheuser-Busch has lost billions of dollars. Miller and Coors has gone up. All the opposing Bud, all the other companies opposing Bud has gone up, and Bud has gone down. So if we can show these companies such as Disney, Netflix, Amazon, that we don't like what they're doing with these IPs, they will hopefully eventually understand. But like you say, like Grae, you mentioned that Bob Iger is going to be doubling down on it.
Yep.
Right. And that's sad. That makes me sad, right? It's because you already have a lot of these companies that are, we're gonna go even further, harder into making these like woke stuff. I don't know, man. I just hope that things we just have good movies, good entertaining stuff. I heard from Gary's thing, he made a video, I think yesterday or a couple days ago. He said Sisu. I don't know what the fuck that is. He said it's really good. Now makes me want to watch it.
Yeah, I've seen tweets all over.
Mhm.
Even Gary said it was good, Sisu, and Angry Joe said it was good too.
Yeah.
I think it's I'm not sure if indie's the word for it, but I know it's a smaller studio that made it. But yeah, I've gotten really good feedback on it.
I love that. Let's see. All right. Someone says check out Bud Light stock. So let's go ahead and check out Anheuser-Busch's stock. Let's see.
Yeah,
This is today, right?
They
This is
got
today.
downgraded. They got downgraded by the banks too.
Yeah.
Which is
Can I see
which is really bad.
where's the I don't want to see daily. I want to see like the month. Am I blind? Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. Day. Let's do month. Boom. So okay, so April 1st one was when they released it. Let's do oh shit, okay, here it is. So let's say at the start of April, they're still pretty high, right? It's still pretty high. And then I think this dip right here is when the Dylan Mulvaney thing started. right? And we were waiting for an apology, and I believe it's like right here when they made that sort of cringe, like, oh, you're gonna go horseback riding, you're gonna go, wrangle up some cattle, and they made this like weird, like America First only commercial, which didn't really do anything. It's because we're waiting for an apology. It's like, hey,
Yep.
sorry, we're not supposed to do this anymore. And I believe they let like 2 of their marketing people that were in charge of it. Like, I think they let them go, or they're on like sabbatical, or they're on leave or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a difference between letting them go on leave than just outright firing them. Because like,
Yeah.
they should have just fired them. Honestly, it's not a good look to like, just make them go on leave. It's like, okay, let's wait for it to subside before you guys come back. So
Yeah, that's what they're hoping for. It's like, oh, this thing will
Yeah.
boil, or this thing will fizzle out, and you guys can come
Mhm.
back,
Mhm.
right? So, but they still haven't made an apology yet, and it's been what, more than like a month and a half now, and they dropped even further now, right? So let's say at the start of April 1st, that week of April 1st, they're at 66. Now they're at $61 a share. So that's pretty bad. And I think Anheuser-Busch, if I'm not mistaken, they are in charge of Corona, if I'm not mistaken. Right. So let's see. Right at the pandemic, right over here. Boom, big drop because of Corona. Because they call it the coronavirus. Right. So a big drop and then went back up. People start drinking and then went back down. So yeah. It's not looking so good. Just continue voting with your wallet, chat, and let these companies know that we don't take too kindly to these woke stuff. But yeah. Let's see. Aloha and blessings, everyone. And let's see. Aloha, and my Pacific Islander brothers Project Eggroll. Yo, what's going on, dude? What's happening? Let's see. What? Is this true? Current CEO is ex-CIA?
Yeah, that's interesting. If it's true.
Really? That is crazy. That's wild. Yeah. So a lot of people are saying, let's see, Sisu is badass. Watch it. So that's, oh wow. People saying Finnish movie. Sisu was good. I saw it last week. Yeah. So everyone's saying Sisu is really good. Yeah, we definitely do want to watch it for sure. Let's see. They'll never apologize. I don't think so. It's because what happens if you apologize, right? If you apologize, so Grae, let's say if you're driving and you get in a car accident, right? When you get out of the car and you say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," you admitted that you are sorry. That means that you're at fault. Right? Even your insurance card, your automobile insurance card, the back says "Do not apologize." It's because they can actually use that against you because you said you're sorry. That means it's your fault. By the transitive property saying that they will never apologize, I don't think Anheuser-Busch will ever apologize for this incident. They hope that people will just forget it.
Yeah.
Right? It's because if they apologize, that means that they did something wrong. Right? And it's just like we're gonna stick to our guns, and we because Bud Light is America's beer and whatever. I think, I think you're right. I don't think they are gonna apologize. Yeah,
But the funny part is even the woke side, it's like even some of them are already starting to boycott Bud Light too, because like they feel like they're backing out because they're not standing up anymore for Mulvaney.
yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
It's like you're not backing Dylan Mulvaney enough. How dare you? How dare
Yeah.
you not coming out and saying I'm gonna double down and triple down on putting out this Dylan Mulvaney character. This Dylan Mulvaney is a clown, so we're gonna double down and triple down to make sure. Yeah, because that's why like you said, even the LGBTQ community is actually coming out and saying, why aren't you saying that we don't give a fuck and we're gonna continue doing this? You know what? We're not gonna drink your shit anymore.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's definitely sad. Let's see. Ex-CIA is CIA. True. Wasn't like one of the people that was like on Twitter, like in charge, like one of the higher ups on Twitter was like an ex-CIA person or ex-FBI or some shit. It's crazy, man. Let's see. You'd be surprised how many current CEOs are ex-CIA. Woof. That's a conspiracy theory, man. But it's wild. But yes, vote with your wallets. Who cares about these people? And hopefully they all suck. It's but yeah, man. Rotten Tomatoes, all these like, I try not to use Rotten Tomatoes as much, but I do like going to Rotten Tomatoes because it's like everyone uses it. But let's see. Um sorry, I still have this. I still have this on this one up, so I just started laughing. Sorry, that's the context why I'm laughing. But all right. So what are your thoughts on what's happening with Star Wars? You said I heard something. Someone talked about Andrew Tate and Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what is that about?
Andrew Tate made some tweets about like if you're you're a loser in life if you what do you call this? If you watch Star Wars. That's basically it. That's like you can't be rich like me if you watch
You
Star
can't be
Wars.
top G if you like Star Wars.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, okay, I found it. There it is. Okay, some Sporkskeeta. Okay, Andrew Tate claims Star Wars fans are missing out on being a multi-millionaire hours after Elon Musk's hashtag May the 4th tweet. So you're saying if I never watched Star Wars ever, I could be a millionaire now? I think that's a lie. I think that's a bold-faced lie. It's so stupid. Do you agree, Grae? Let's say if it's not Star Wars. Let's say Grae, you're in a room with Andrew Tate, and he says, "Grae, what are your
Favorite movies?
your favorite thing?" And you say, "I love games that's freaking story driven, that has good gameplay, that has good story." And he says, "If you stop playing it, you'll be a multi-billionaire." Would you be like, "All right, I should stop playing"?
No, obviously not. Or anyone for the matter.
Yeah. Let's see. Unlike business magnate Elon Musk, Andrew Tate is seemingly not a fan of the legendary cinematic franchise Star Wars and recently took an oath never to waste his time on watching the series. The controversial influencer recently took to Twitter to insist that he didn't care about missing out on an epic space saga as he was busy being a multi-millionaire as opposed to the tech billionaire who bid his followers a happy Star Wars day just hours before Tate's disparaging tweet. Now, here's the thing. If you watch Star Wars, you become a billionaire. Oh shit, man. Let's see what. So here's what he says. Never seen Star Wars. None of them. Never will. Oh my god, you're missing out. Maybe you're missing out on being a multimillionaire. Keep your movie. So him and his like 50,000 carat Bugatti. You see the disgrace influence. Disgrace influencer. That's funny. Follow up with another confusing tweet. Somehow conflating fans of the cinematic franchise with COVID-19 vaccine. What? Let's see. Star Wars is the ultimate Matrix-minded garbage. Find somebody who likes Star Wars. Ask if they had half the vax and watch them reply. What does that have to do with anything? Oh my God, you are a vax denier. OMG. OMG. The Death Star. Oh my God. COVID. Oh my God. What the fuck?
Well,
look.
Yeah. How does he know about the Death Star?
Yeah, see, if you didn't watch,
how does he know about the
how
Death
do you
Star?
know? How do you know Princess Leia was in the golden bikini? How dare you? So here's the thing. I do agree with some stuff that Andrew Tate says. Okay, about how like man needs to be a man, and you take a you got to go out and do shit. His philosophy on like how to be a better person. Like I do agree with a lot of that, but I also disagree on a lot of shit he talks about, and this is one of them. Like, imagine saying, "Yo, you shouldn't be fapping to anime boobs. How dare you? You could have been a billionaire by now." It's like, bitch, if I want to wank it, I'm going to wank it. You're not going to stop me, right? Ironically, Musk took to the platform he owns to commemorate Star Wars Day by wishing fellow fans with the traditional "May the 4th be with you" phrase, which is a play on the original quote, Star Wars Episode 4 in the New Hope, "May the Force be with you." For context, May 4th is considered Star Wars Day due to May 4th sounding like May the Force. Musk tweeted his annual father-son with the caption, There's nothing better than that, dude. He didn't say anything wrong. There's nothing better than that. Imagine spending May the 4th with your kid, with your family. This is one of those people who are rich and are people who are out of touch. I don't know. Do you agree? It's like, would you rather watch nerdy shit and like embrace escapism playing video games, or would you rather be a millionaire and miss out on all those delights? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely the former. I mean, yeah, I know it's like we've been taught so much that more money is equals to better everything.
Mhm.
But that's only true up to a certain extent, in my opinion. Kind of like economics. Like there's an equilibrium to it.
Mhm.
It's like, what's the difference with you having $100 million versus you having 1 billion? Honestly, what's the difference already at that point, right? What's the difference?
Yeah.
What's that $900 million difference? How's your life gonna change? Probably not by much anymore.
Yeah,
'Cause you-
like and the thing is that like we know that Elon Musk loves nerd shit. He loves anime shit. Dude, he fucking follows Sakimi-chan. And chat, if you don't know who Sakimi-chan is, she is a digital illustrator that used to do a lot of anime, manga kind of stuff. Now she does a lot of adult stuff. So go ahead and give her a follow. She's actually pretty cool. The thing is, Elon Musk follows that kind of stuff. He likes anime. He likes movies. He's like nerd shit. He wants to go to fucking Mars, right? He's a freaking nerd, and he's a billionaire. So if you want to fap it and become a billionaire, don't let your dreams be dreams, chat. Let's see. Let's see. This from Roland New. What about Star Wars theory? He's a millionaire. Exactly. Right? Look, imagine if you are doing what you love, like talking about nerd shit, talking about artists, and talking about like movies and comic books and making a living off of that. That's pretty awesome. Right? Elon Musk is doing what he loves best. He loves space shit. I'm pretty sure what inspired him is probably Star Wars. I want to go light speed, right? I want to go light speed, so I'm gonna fucking make SpaceX. I'm gonna fucking be the first person that has a rocket that can land by itself. That's fucking crazy. That's unheard of.
yeah.
And he's using his nerd, his nerdgasm, his nerd brain, and making cool shit that could potentially help the future generation, to help his son, right? But yeah, give Gavin McGinnis vibes. Yeah, that's basically. And someone said he's too busy rotting in a Romanian prison. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, too busy rotting in there. I believe he's on like house arrest right now. But yeah, I think definitely out of touch. But yeah, fans reacted to Andrew Tate dissing Star Wars on May the 4th. While Andrew Tate is widely known for his contrarian takes on various topics, it seems many of his loyal friends weren't pleased with Top G calling their beloved film series Matrix-minded garbage. So, Dr. Peachy, Star Wars is a fantasy set in the past about a group of rebels who overthrow an extremist establishment. You should probably watch it. Yeah, you probably should. Another one says, I need to stay relevant, so I hate these movies I've never seen before. Also, look at my money and love me. True. Tate makes lots of false binary statements. Nah, bro, I'm unvaxxed and Star Wars and Harry Potter are fire. Exactly. True. I find it hard to believe that there's a correlation between watching Star Wars and not being a millionaire, but maybe I'm just brainwashed. Wait, who created Star Wars? I wonder, is he a millionaire? Yes, George Lucas is a fucking millionaire. He sold that shit to Disney. Do you think that he's at home like freaking like, oh man, look at me, I'm so fucking broke and I love Star Wars. I created it. No, he's a fucking millionaire living at home at his fucking Skywalker Ranch. Relax. Sorry, that was a big rant. Didn't Tate make fun of Elon's rockets too? Yeah, probably. He's like, oh man, your rockets looks like penises or something like that. I don't know. Probably did. Right. Yeah, Lucas era Star Wars film were good, but I hated Disney era movies. Exactly.
Yep.
That's I think that's everyone. I know. Look, I know some people who are like, look, we haven't had Star Wars in such a long time. Just give me anything Star Wars and I'll love it. And I think that's the same thing with people who really likes JK not JK Tolkien stuff for Lord of the Rings. I think that They just want more Lord of the Rings stuff. So anything that the Hollywood and and the media comes out with, they're just gonna eat that shit up. The reason why is they haven't had anything in a long time. So if it's shitty, they're still gonna like it because that's the only thing. But if you compare it to the original, like the actual true fans, you're probably gonna really, really enjoy the old shit and not like the new shit because the new shit is a piece of trash and they're completely ruining the original stuff and changing the fucking lore, like what they did with Doctor Who. Grae, do you watch Doctor Who?
No. So, but I've heard it got the woke treatment too.
Yeah. So, I believe the most recent season was not woke, the most recent Doctor was the woke stuff, right? And the Doctor has always been a male for 50 years, 50, 60 plus years, right? And it's always been male. He's always had a companion, always been straight. And most recently, they switched it out for a female, and then they even made fun of the fans. It's like putting like one of the characters in there, and it's like, wait, isn't the Doctor a male or isn't the Doctor a man? He's like, and basically she said, I've got an upgrade. It's like, oh, so basically you're better than male, you're better than men, and they've never once ever elaborated who was the first Doctor. Who was the first Doctor? And they did in this one. I guess the first Doctor, correct me, chat, if I'm wrong. The first Doctor that they did with the female Doctor, they went back in time and talked about it, and they're like, the first Doctor was a black kid, like a black little girl. Everyone's like, what? You're fucking ruined. It's because you can time travel, so you can tell, you can fucking change the past. Because they never talked about the past, so they're gonna fuck up the past. So that's basically what they did. So it was so bad, they have to bring back the most beloved Doctor for the newest season or the newest special. So they brought back David Tennant. Right. So when Jodie Whittaker, like she basically, there's this thing called when they regenerate, that's the form, right? So whenever the Doctors die, they don't physically die. They become something else. So they regenerate into a different form. And there has never been once in the series where the Doctor regenerates into a previous Doctor. This is the first time. And they're like, fuck. The show is tanking. The ratings are really, really bad. No one's watching Doctor Who anymore. Who is the one Doctor that everyone loves? David Tennant. Let's bring him back. So Jodie Whittaker's Doctor regenerates into David Tennant, which is one of the most beloved Doctors. Like everyone loves David Tennant. Like he was my favorite. The first Doctor that I actually started watching was Christopher Eccleston, which is the 9th Doctor. And when I saw the regeneration, I'm like, wow, they have nothing. They have lost all their fan base. So hopefully David Tennant coming back is going to save the franchise. But I heard he's only coming back for a little bit. But I don't know, man. It sucks. Yeah, I'm not a big Whovian like fan. But like I watched up to Matt Smith, and that's why I like Matt Smith when he was in House of the Dragon. That's why I really, really like him.
Okay.
Let's see. Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chinballs ruined Doctor Who. Yeah. There was a tempest in her. Yeah, true. Yes, the Timeless Children retconned it so that a black girl was the first Doctor. Yeah. So yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Yeah, the first Doctor was William Hartnell, but they retconned the Doctor's origin. Yeah, William Hartnell is the OG one, right? Yeah, I like Matt Smith. Yeah, Matt Smith is really good. I do like him as a Doctor, and that's where Amy Pond, and then Amy Pond is played by Karen Gillan, which is a Gamora, which is pretty cool, man. But are you looking forward to any of the new Star Wars stuff that's coming out? I know you're excited for Andor season 2.
Yeah,
but with the writer's strike, I heard there's some shit happening with the writer's strike with Andor season 2.
Andor in particular.
Andor in particular. Let me double check. Let me see. I think this one right here. Let's go ahead and read this because I know Andor is really, really good. Even Jeremy Johns, who didn't watch it initially, came back and watched it and he says it's really good. That's saying something. That's saying something. Let's see. Andor creator Tony Gilroy issues statements after being accused of scabbing for working on Star Wars Disney Plus series during writer's strike. Now, this is a fucking giga chat right here because he knows what he has. So he knows Andor is good. Andor creator Tony Gilroy issued a statement after he was accused of scabbing during the Writers Guild strike. WGA member Abdullah Saeed accused Gilroy of scabbing in an Instagram post earlier this week. This is scabbing, I'm assuming, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It could be my Asian accent. There's no way a writer/producer can finish writing and begin solely producing. And if the scripts truly are finished, let's see them. Saeed then called for Gilroy to be kicked out of the union if any of his scripts has been changed. If there's one different in the finished product, kick Tony Gilroy out of the WGA. So the WGA is huge. The strike thing is huge. If you don't know, Grae, it's woven into everything. Okay, so the Writers Guild is woven into animation as well because the writers, and the thing is, they force you into the Writers Guild association, right? They actually force you in. Whenever you actually become a writer, you automatically have to sort of become a guild member. I know that IATSE and TAG, which is the animation guilds and stuff like that, all have to sign this thing, and it's crazy, right? Like even like Bob Odenkirk, he actually Better Call Saul. He said he supports the WGA, he supports the writer strike, and even Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy, he said that he's not going to be writing on Family Guy or American Dad until they get more money. And the thing is that a lot of these writers get a lot of money already.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. Andor season 2 will most likely end up like Mandalorian season.
Yeah, which is sad if that really happens.
So what happened? The first writer strike was the first one that I remembered was when I was in college, and it happened during Heroes. Have you ever watched Heroes? It's sort of old.
but I've heard of it several. I know it was the hot series back then.
Heroes season 1 was fucking top tier writing. If you liked superhero shit, that was it. That was peak. Like everyone, some kind of weird eclipse happens. Everyone gets their superpowers. Like holy fuck! And then people don't know how to control it. People get like, there's one character that if he's near you, he has your powers, and it's fucking crazy. It was really really good. And then season 2 comes along, and it's during the writer's strike. And they continued. Right, they had some writers who are still on, and a lot of writers stopped writing, and it fucking bombed after season 2. It was so bad. It was so bad. It sucked. And the thing is that if you don't know, I was actually an extra on one of the seasons of the latest season of Heroes, the last one. I was actually pretending to be a college student, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, yeah, I saw Hayden Panettiere. I saw Zachary Quinto. And it was actually pretty cool seeing them on set. Zachary Quinto is a lot taller than I thought he was. I think Zach Quinto is like 6'2". Hayden Panettiere is fucking short. She is short. She's 5 feet. She's tiny. But yeah. But she has like ADHD or something, because I remember when we were on set, and she's supposed to she's basically coming out as a lesbian because she finds out she actually likes girls or something like that. And I guess some person dropped like one of the crew members dropped like some kind of metal tube in the back. And during her serious moment, she basically said, "Who the fuck did that? What the fuck was that?" Like, I'm like, I know you're the star, but you're fucking filming, man. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, even like the director and like the cinematographer is like, reset. And like we have to like go back. So let me see if I can find a photo of it. I might be able to find a photo of it, but what's it called again? But yeah, yeah, the Writers Guild, like everything is tied in. Like everything is it's like everything that Hollywood's working on. I'm not sure if video games count, but like everything is tied in. So it's sad to see what it is, but I was also in another extra thing too. But like, yeah, I was in Heroes, and Heroes was really good. So if Peter Gilroy is like, fuck that, I'm gonna continue writing, then good, because we need fucking good shit. Yo, what's going on, Denny? How's it going, man? Hope you're doing well, man. Writers Guild seems like a mafia to me. I believe so. I remember I was talking to Dave, and he said that they are what's the word? They are forbidden to use Chat GPT. They cannot use it, right? They said that you cannot use Chat GPT for writing your scripts. Is because it's funny is because they're basically saying that like Chat GPT is better. I think ChatGPT can make a really, really good script. It's like you write something about Star Wars and make it not woke. I'm pretty sure it will make billions of dollars, but you have to add in all these woke identity politics and stuff like that in there. So it's gonna be sad. He continued, one of the biggest writers in Hollywood could stand with his union and halt production on his hit show, thereby forcing the major studio to consider WGA demands a little harder. Instead, he has chosen to be a scab. We all want Andor season 2, but not at the cost of fairness due to writers. But here's the thing, though. You guys are making a shit ton of money already.
Yeah.
Like they're making like, I'm pretty sure like each writer gets like a legit writer gets like maybe $100,000 plus, maybe 150, and you're not including like the union like fees that they give you, the union like health benefits and all that stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, so that's all. They actually wrote that all on his Instagram post. Wow. Following this accusation, Grae issued a statement to the Hollywood Reporter claiming he stopped writing related work on Andor before midnight May 1st when the strike began. His statement reads, I discontinued all writing and writing related work on Andor prior to midnight May 1st. After being briefed on the Saturday showrunner meeting, I informed Chris Kaser at the WGA on Sunday morning that I would also be ceasing all non-writing production functions. So then what's the issue, right? Not only does Gilroy's statement come after Said's accusation, but also came following a letter from Bob McPhail, the assistant chief counsel for Disney's ABC Signature, instructing showrunners and producers to continue to perform their duties during the strike. I see. So continue writing. I don't know. Let's say if you're Grae, let's say if you're a writer here and you're making good shit, would you yourself join into the writer strike because your teammates want more money, right? Let's say if you yourself are making pretty good money already, but your teammates want more money, and if you don't join them, you're against them. Would you feel like fuck, man? Like I'll join you.
Nah, I'll probably just continue writing. So, yeah, but I don't know what the benefit is to be in. I know you're saying that it's a monopoly. It's like all writers have to join the Writers Guild. But what benefits do you know the actual breakdown of all the benefits you get by joining them?
So I know that you get so I don't know. I'm not sure about the Writers Guild, but I know about the Animation Guild. So the Animation Guild they pay their animators and artists a pretty good amount of money. For instance, a storyboard artist, let's say you're a storyboard artist on at Disney. Disney's a part of the guild. Each studio has a discrepancy, maybe a couple of dollars or two in terms of differences. And it also depends on how experienced you are. But the starting pay for getting into an animation guild position as a storyboard artist, as like an entry level, the pay is about, I think, $38 an hour, which is really high, right? And but the thing is that it's hard for you to get into the guild is because you have to. There's union fees. Since you're a union, there's like a $5,000 union fee. But the good thing is that once you're a part of the guild, you get really, really good benefits. You get very, very good healthcare. You get pension. So let's say if you if you're vested in about 25 years worth of service into the guild, you can receive what's it called again? Residual income after you retire. Your pension fee, your pension money comes in. So that's very, very good. It's very, very hard to get into these guilds, and they don't let anyone in. You have to know people inside, or you have to be a badass. It's very, very hard to get in. So I'm assuming it's the same for the Writers Guild, right? Because go ahead.
Yeah, the way you describe your animation guild, it sounds so lucrative. But you mentioned for the Writers Guild, almost nearly everyone needs to join.
Yes.
So I am
Well, animation, everyone needs to join too. Everyone needs to join. You can like, let's say if I go to Disney and I'm like, oh, you want to be an animator? You want to be a part of the animation? Like you have to join the guild. And if I don't join, then I don't get the job. You have to join.
okay. So okay, I'm getting confused with the part that it's hard to get in, but at the
Yes.
same time you have to join.
It's the reason why it's very, very hard to get in is because the animation guild is extremely woke. Extremely woke, right? If you say anything, you get kicked out. So it's sort of like a club, right? But once you get into the club, like let's say you're good enough to get in the club, or you don't let your principles and your morals and you don't fucking care to talk about you don't want to talk about politics or identity politics with anyone, you sort of just let it go. You once you get in, they're like, okay, cool, now you're in. Sign this contract. You're a part of the guild. You have to pay union fees every year, but you get paid a lot of money. All right. So you can actually go on to IATSE, which is a website that shows how the breakdown of every individual studio, how much money to get. So let's say if I was a journeyman. So journeyman is like your experience. You work at least 5 years already. If I was storyboard artist, I'll be making $50 an hour. Right. So that's the reason why people love being in the unions, is because you get a shit ton of money. The union fights for you. You don't ever have to negotiate your money, is because because they do these things called merit increases. And the merit increases when the union goes up to these studios like, hey, our artists are working really, really hard and inflation is going up. So we're going to need $4 more per artist now. Or we need $4 more per writer for editor or whatever it is. So it's very, like I said, it's very hard to get in, but once you get in, you have to be a part of the union. They force you to sign the contract. Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that SAG. So SAG is the Actors Union, the Screen Actors Guild. AFTRA is the Performing Arts. So I used to be part of AGVA, which is Performing Arts. I used to be part of
So
that.
basically, in all industries and entertainment, they all have a guild.
Yes.
That,
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's based on what you tell me.
And here's the thing. Most recently, I believe producers, they don't really have anything to do with the art or the process of the art. They want the Film Actors Guild. Yeah. FAG. I can't say that. What's that called again? They like I said, once you get in, it's really, really hard. But the thing is that the Producers Guild, they wanted to be part of the Animation Guild because they know how much the animation people get paid, because they actually work with a lot of people who a lot of the money, right? The revenue that comes in, they know how much the paychecks are. So I'm like, okay, if the producers wants to be unionized, have a Producers Guild. But they're like, no, we want to be part of the Animation Guild. It's because animation has a shit ton of money. And they're like, producers don't get paid enough and stuff like that. So once you get in there, what happens, right? And it's really, really hard for studios to be a part of the union. For instance, when we talked last time, I believe was it Rough Draft that we were talking about? The people who did Futurama and Enchantment, like they all unionized recently, but it's union fees. And usually if you're a small company and you unionize, it bankrupts the company because how much it costs to do union. What happened is they laid off everyone. So it has to make sense. But the Writers Guild has been out for such a long time, and every writer in Hollywood has to be a part of it. Right. So let's say if you are in there and you're a journeyman, you're a writer for like for 10 years and you're making $200,000, and your friend is like making 100,000 and they want more money, they're gonna be like, you get more money too if you go on strike. Right. It's definitely hard. Union thing is definitely very, very hard. And if you're anti-union, you can get canceled for that shit.
If you're anti-union, I don't think you have a future based on how you described it.
Yeah. So if you want to work in Hollywood, like actual like film production, you have to be part of a union.
Be pro-union. Yeah, you have to be pro based on how you described everything.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. It reminds me of Team America. Yeah, Team America is a great movie. Matt Damon. So I'm not sure if you know about the Matt Damon. Oh, wait, did you ever watch Team America?
No.
I think you should watch it. It's pretty funny. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you, but they were trying to is a like these puppets, right? Marionettes, the ones on the strings, like a Pinocchio, and they were trying to like model Matt Damon's face, but they couldn't do it. They're trying to do it multiple times, and it kept looking like retarded. Like Matt Damon kept looking like he's really, really fucked up. Yeah, the creators of South Park, and the face keeps coming up looking like he's retarded. So then they're like, "Fuck it, we're not doing it. We're wasting too much time on making his puppet look correct. We're gonna make Matt Damon retarded in the movie." So that's why whenever you see Alec Baldwin, George Clooney, and Matt Damon, and you see Matt Damon goes, Matt Damon.
Oh, I think you mentioned this before. You mentioned it
Yeah.
way back.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched it, I would say go watch it. It's the same guys that did South Park. So if you like South Park comedy, you'll really
okay.
enjoy it. But yeah, I think the whole Screen Actors Guild thing, it's wild. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I believe it's still going on right now, right? Like if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's still going on right now. But man, it's crazy, man. It's Screen Actors Guild. Let's see. But let me see. There's another article I do want to talk about. There it is. Are you going to watch Acolyte?
Most likely.
It's
Most
good
likely.
content, right?
Yeah, it's good content. For
But
the
all
channel.
right. This is from Bounding in the Comics. So Leslie Headland confirms the upcoming Star Wars series, The Acolyte, will look into what's going on for all of us right now. So made for modern audiences, right? Talk about modern day politics, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
The Acolyte creator Leslie Headland recently confirmed that the upcoming Star Wars series on Disney Plus will be a commentary on current American society, culture, and politics. In an interview with the Empire magazine that was shared on the Star Wars Leaks subreddit, Headland discussed that the series, the series saying, when you're doing something completely original, like where we are, you want to question the status quo of the era that you live in. I agree to a fault, right? Did you ever watch Tom and Jerry?
Yeah,
Like
I like the
school
old
Tom
ones.
and Jerry.
The old one. I love the
Yeah.
old ones because the old ones are actually funny.
So there has been a couple of scenes where you have I think Mammy, which is like some episodes you have like it's like a black caretaker, and she always goes Thomas, right? And you only see her legs. And they said that that's race. It's people consider that racist and consider that
Okay.
not good anymore. And there has been times where like what's it called again? Like Jerry was holding a shotgun to Tom's face, and he puts a dandelion in there, right? Sort of like what they did in the war. It's like, oh, make peace, not war, right? So what happens is Jerry fires and it shoots the black powder into his face, and he looks like he has a black face, right? So there's a lot of this in old school animation back in the 50s, back in the 60s. And I remember Whoopi Goldberg coming out and saying, we cannot censor these, right? When Whoopi Goldberg was based, we cannot censor these is because this is the what's it called again? The product of its time. And if we were to censor these, we're censoring America. We're censoring history, and we shouldn't do that, right? But the thing is that when you're talking about this, they're going to try to put whatever we're talking about. They're going to talk about trans, LGBTQIA stuff. We're going to talk about Donald Trump. We're going to talk about sexism in gaming and something like that. So I understand why they're doing it, but it's not needed. That's the thing. It's not needed. Like, if you remove a lot of those like stereotypical stuff away from Tom and Jerry, is Tom and Jerry still funny? Yes, it is. So if you remove any of the political stuff, ideology stuff from Star Wars, is it still going to make sense? You can still make it make sense, but they want it to have these kind of ideologies. And just basically look at this girl in this freaking knockoff Hillary Clinton outfit. Look at her face. I can already see the SJW exuding from her pores. makes me angry. Makes me angry. She continued, what I think is so interesting right now is that everybody thinks they're right. Exactly. And you think so too. The Jedi really think they're right. And George Lucas tells us that they're wrong in Phantom. They missed a huge aspect of the dark side rising that just felt like fertile ground to look into what's going on for all of us right now. Wait, is this the same pieces of shit that says there's no bad guys? There's no good or bad in Star Wars?
Yeah, if you look at the picture, the second to the last guy in the left, that's the guy who said it.
This
I'm pretty sure
dude?
that's the guy. The second to the last. The guy in the left.
Yeah, this
The guy
guy, right?
with the gray. I can't see your cursor, but the
Oh
guy
yeah, you
with
can see my
the
cursor. But the guy that's next to the Asian guy and the girl with the white pantsuit.
yeah. I know that's the guy who said it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chet, but I know that's the guy who said it.
Oh god.
That's the guy who said there's no good and evil in Star Wars.
Yep. Yeah. So they're basically saying Emperor Palpatine is actually just misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
Emperor Palpatine execute Order 66 literally said that the reason why he executed Order 66 is because he was actually helping oppressed people, chat. Oh man, let's see. Not only did Hetland confirm the show will be a commentary on current American society, culture, and politics, but she seemed to imply the focus of the show being on female villains are self-inserts. Yep, they probably are. Let's see. When I was a young queer girl, I was just hanging out with Ursula, the sea witch from The Little Mermaid. As a queer girl growing up, if you don't identify with the heroes and villains of the show, villains show up and they're all queer coded, you're like, yes, that's me. Did any Grae growing up, did you ever like watch a Disney movie or Marvel or Star Wars, and whenever you're like you see a character, you're like, that's me. That I'm Shang-Chi. Did that ever happen?
Nah. I didn't even
So-
it never even crossed my mind that way for sure.
Yeah. So I had a games night with Dave and a bunch of other people, and we were talking about how a lot of modern day kids, or even us as kids growing up, how we play toys, how we play as little kids, right? So let's say if me and you were holding Batman, how do we make Batman act when we're like playing with the toys? We make Batman act like Batman, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not gonna be fucking a little pussy. He's not gonna fly around because he can't fly, right? How do girls play with toys? Do you know? There's an actual, like, I believe there's like a study on this. They self-insert themselves into that character. So let's say Batman, they're playing Batman. They're like, oh, I'm Batman, but I'm also like a gay guy. And oh, I actually like pink, and I'm gonna be, like going to tea parties and stuff like that. And then if we as boys, like, Batman doesn't drink tea, he doesn't go to tea parties, he's fucking Batman, he's Bruce Wayne. It's like, but the girls will be like, no, what they're gonna do is they're gonna go over here and they're gonna grab each other's assholes and they're gonna sniff it. It's like, no, stop. Right? That's how it is. And so whenever we see Batman, we think of him. Batman doesn't do this, Batman doesn't do that. But when it comes to a lot of females like her, she's like, I'm Ursula, I'm Purple Sea Witch, I'm this, I'm that, right? And they self-insert their ideology into that character. And that's where you get a lot of these writers, right? A lot of these people who self-insert themselves into these characters that, we are so fond of, we grew up loving. And that's where you have Galadriel being a piece of shit in the Rings of Power, right? And a lot of these weird shit that's happening in Hollywood. It sucks. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, it's right here. So Emperor Palpatine just wants to make the galaxy great again. We must make the galaxy great again. Oh shit. Let's think. I'm gay. While growing up, I may have found the villains in the media I consumed more interesting than heroes. I never thought they were me. Yeah, exactly. Right. Let's see. Let's see. Now, when Phillip plays action figures, he plays with them. He's with his Darth helmet. Oh, your helmet is so big. See, that one time I talked about staring at a guy's ass, you guys are never gonna let that up. But let's see. For example, I find Lex Luthor and Victor Von Doom more interesting than Superman and Mr. Fantastic, but I don't think them as an extension of me. Exactly, right? Because Victor Von Doom and Lex Luthor does not eat fried rice. They don't eat rice all day, and they don't drink hot tea all day, because I do that because I'm Chinese, right? But they don't do that, right? It's like you don't put yourself into that character. You don't identify as those characters because they have their own personalities.
Yep.
Right. Let's see. As a queer filmmaker, you're gonna see some camp inevitably, but I would say that that tonally, our references are darker. Yeah, during an appearance at the Star Wars Celebration back in April, Hedlund made it clear that the series would be told from a perspective of villains. Why do villains have to have backstory now?
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, look at Peter Pan and Wendy. Look at
Right?
Captain Hook. Yeah.
So, what was the most recent film that had a good villain, Grae? We just watched it last week. Doesn't need a backstory. He's just fucking pure evil.
Yeah,
He's
Guardians
just a piece
3.
of shit.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
High
Exactly.
Evolutionary.
Yep. The High Evolutionary was just a piece of shit guy. Everyone fucking hated him. He didn't have a backstory or anything. People just hated him. And we don't need a backstory on why the dark side is actually the good side. We don't need that, right? It's hurting my brain just thinking about it. I don't know. Do you think that what they're doing will actually appeal to even the woke people?
Probably not. It's like what I see with this show, with this Acolyte show, it's gonna end up like Velma. Like even the woke hate it. It'll get to that point. It's like they're pushing the woke envelope so hard that even the left will feel left out for it, or they feel like it's you've pushed it too far. That's how I see it.
Yeah. What's this? Oh, sorry, not wrong one. That had nothing to do with the dude with. That had
It up for
nothing
no
to
reason.
nothing to do with the man's ass. You just brought that up for no. It's one time, chat. One time that I looked at a man's ass that I thought was a woman, because I don't want to talk about it anymore. See, sounds like they want a Kingpin style character. Maybe, but which Kingpin though? Are you talking about the Kingpin that they sort of destroyed, that made him like not Kingpin anymore? But yo, X-Wing, how's it going, dude? How's it going?
Hello.
Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you're having a good Friday, Dan. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm not sure what's gonna happen to Star Wars, man. I think a lot of people are just freaking tired of it. Is Rey gonna be taking a backseat in her own movie coming up?
I don't think so. Rey's a strong female character.
Yeah, true.
Strong
So
she's
she's
not taking the
strong, independent female that needs no man. But I heard I heard that she might be pregnant. That she might be impregnated by Force Kylo Ren. Force Ghost Kylo Ren.
I know. I thought she got pregnant is confirmed. Actually,
it is.
I didn't know.
Okay.
I think chat can correct me, but I think it's. I just took it as fact because I mean I'm so used to absurd stuff by now, so I just took it as fact already that she got pregnant.
Yeah. You're talking about, you're from the Netflix series. He was a bad guy that kind of sympathized with. True, right? I didn't like what they did. Grae, did you watch Daredevil on the Netflix series? It was
I
so
loved it.
fucking good.
It was really good. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I actually, man, the thing is that I actually liked Kingpin from the series, the Daredevil series. Like
Yeah, he was
they did a really good job.
especially in the final season, season 3. Season 3 was really good.
Oh man, but yeah. Let's see. I just hate what they did with I think he was in, I forgot, another TV show. They sort of like ruined his character. It sort of sucks. Let's see. She said, I think one of the things that would be helpful to kind of put into perspective is that we're at the end of the High Republic era and moving more into George's era of the Phantom Menace. So this is prequel. So many questions became as a fan when I initially pitched the show to Kathleen Kennedy, which was an original idea with new characters and not connecting it to the Skywalker saga or any of the existing characters in the High Republic. What I wanted it to introduce was to the fans of the concept too, was how do you reconcile the Jedi at the height of their power, the galaxy at the height of its age of enlightenment and peace, and who George says they become at the top of the Phantom Menace. And to me, it was meant, why don't you tell a story about Star Wars from the perspective of the villains, of the bad guys? And if those bad guys are outnumbered at this point, then that means that you get this opportunity to see how the Jedi very subtly go from who they were in the High Republic and the Old Republic, and to and who they became by the time you're watching episodes 1, 2, and 3. Oh, so you're basically gonna destroy these characters.
Yeah.
So Qui-Gon Jinn, Mace Windu, Yoda, all these characters that were really, really fucking dope in the prequel trilogies, you're gonna basically destroy the narratives that they're the good guys. I have nothing else to say, man. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yep. They're basically doing what Doctor Who did. They're gonna go further back in time and ruin it. That's so fucking shitty. Oh man, that sucks. They were terrible in the High Republic and less terrible in the prequels. I don't know. But it sucks. It sucks, man. I'm not a big fan of what they're gonna do. God, she looks like she's gonna slap me for, down with the patriarchy. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel her judging me just because I'm a man. I can feel her like down with the patriarchy. You're a cisgendered male. You're a piece of shit. I can see it now.
Yeah. Did you watch my Mario review, the latest one, Mario 1993?
I did. It was fucking hilarious.
Well,
you did an amazing job on that one, man. Bravo.
Yeah. There was the one clip when I mentioned the uncomfortable part. I like making men feel uncomfortable. Do you remember that clip? She's she's leading. I know she's leading one of the Star Wars show. That's her. That I finally found her. Right. I was mentioning to you before. A woman in that Star Wars premiere show was saying that she liked to make men feel uncomfortable. There, I found the clip. That's her. So she's the showrunner in one of the Star Wars shows. So already expect it's gonna get really, really bad.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. But you're Asian and she's white. So well, no. Here's the thing. According to the what's it called again? The intersectionality fucking oppression chart. Down at the bottom is straight white male. Okay. And then immediately following that is Asian male, is because Asian is white adjacent, according to them. So we're straight white woman is after that. So basically we're second. We're second.
Yeah.
The X-Wing said, Leslie is a fucking joke of a human. Yeah. It's pretty shitty what they're doing. And like, we just want like good stuff again. Like, when's the last time when you're like, the last time when I said, damn, this was fucking cool from Star Wars, other than Andor. The last time I said, damn, this part was fucking cool was Rogue One. Mm-hmm. When Darth Vader shows up at the end, fucks everyone up. I was like, holy fucking shit, he's so cool. Like, that was the last time where I felt that the Star Wars was really good. But yeah, it's sad. Yeah. Didn't someone in the chat says that this person, what's her name again? Headland. Headland. What's her name? Leslie. Yeah, Leslie Headland. Someone said that was a Harvey Weinstein assistant.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
She should be in jail with him.
Exactly.
Oh man, let's see. So she'll judge you, not Harvey Weinstein, but you. Yep. Right? Did she ever come out and say anything about Harvey Weinstein? Probably not. Nah.
Yeah, that's
She's
what I think
doing
so.
the Ray movie. Oh man. Oh, the one. Oh yeah, the one says that we're gonna make men uncomfortable. Progressives. But let's see. So yeah. So basically, white and Asian combined unite. True. Basically, is it? Let's see. Queer lady. Is greater than cis straight. API. Yep. True. Male. Let's see. Asian is just adjacent to white unless you were Squid Games, then you place 3 places in front of George. Or if you're part of BTS. If you're part of BTS, yeah, you're basically if you make fun of anything K-pop, people will destroy you, man.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right? Like, or is it me if you make fun of K-pop? Like, you're like, oh, K-pop's a piece of shit. And it's like, oh, fucking everyone shows up and destroys you.
Yeah. Even here, K-pop is a really, really hot thing here.
Let's see. It won't happen until they get rid of all these blue hair liberals. True. I think yeah, we're not gonna get any like competent, like a lot of these competent writers are people who have like common sense. Like a lot of them are either driven out or fired. Right? Or they're so old they retire. And then who's left? Who's left to tell the narrative? Who's left telling politics, is basically the downstream or upstream from like, media or pop culture or whatever. It's sad. Let me see. According to the university admissions, Asian and white males are equally privileged. Basically, we're on the lowest, right? We're on the lowest, right? And like there was a thing last time that I was listening to. I forgot who was talking about it. I believe they make it harder for especially Asians to get into like prestigious universities here. Did you know that?
Sorry. What? You mentioned something about admissions with
So what happened was so let's say if I wanted to go to Harvard University, right? Very established, pristine college, and it's considered Ivy League, right? Very, very, very hard to get in.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say back in the day, I'm not sure what the SAT scores now, but back in the day, 1600 is perfect. Right. For Asians, I believe in order for you to get in, you need to have a 1450 to get in, which is really high. Right. 1450. I believe if you are white, you need to have like 1300 or something like that. Or like 1200. Okay. If you're black or Mexican, you can be under 1,000 and you can still get in.
This applies up to now?
Yes. Still happening now.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The reason why is because they have too many Asians in these schools.
Yeah.
Right. So so let's say Harvard, Stanford, Brown University, Columbia, NYU, all of these crazy, highly esteemed colleges is basically anti-Asian. Because they want more, we want to make it fair for people to get in. Right? So instead of making it, based off your merits, it's based off your skin color. So you can have like a 960 on your SAT scores and you can get into Harvard. Right? It sucks. Okay. It definitely sucks, right? Let's say yes, because according to universities, there are too many Asians, right? See, that's why if you don't know, the acronym for UCLA is UC lot of Asian. Well, if you go there's a ton of Asians. Just letting you know. Yeah, but every college in California. Oh, that makes sense now then. Let's see. Stop hiring writers that are in writer skills, problem solved. True. Very, very true. Right. So Grae pop is greater than K-pop. That is Grae. When's your next album dropping?
Probably next week.
Yo, chat, look out for next week. Chat, Grae's gonna be dropping his first hit single. But yeah, it's definitely sad what's happening with a lot of these things. It's because you have intersectionality with wokeism. A lot of these things are woven into schools as well now, right? So like let's say if I identify as a minority according to them, maybe identify as black or something, like Chris Tucker, you and I have the same mama, I'm Blackanese, right? So I can probably get into UCLA, with like a 1,000, SAT score, and you get 400 just filling out your name, right? So it's crazy, man. A lot of these woke stuff is really, really hard.
Getting out of hand. Yeah.
So UCI. So what's this? Great, yeah, Grae Pop. There it is. Great. We're looking for Grae Pop. Let's go. Let's see. UCI, University of Chinese
Immigrants.
So, yeah, University of UC Irvine, right? Yeah, a lot of Asians. A lot of Asians in these schools for sure. Yeah. Grae Pop about to explode. True. But I do want to talk about this really quick. We went over to my buddy's Dave's house and we were playing a bunch of board games and stuff like that. But Grae, do you play board games or something like that? I know you mentioned Monopoly. Remember you mentioned Monopoly.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you played Yahtzee? It's like an older like dice game. I've never played it.
Nah, haven't heard of it either.
So I guess like there's this thing called Dice Throne, and this new one's called new one came out. It's called like Rerolled. Dice Throne Pyromancer, and it's supposed to be really, really cool. Oh, there's my ring light.
Oh.
It's supposed to be really, really cool. I haven't played it. It's like Battle Yahtzee, and like each character has like a special ability. So I guess like the Pyromancer is supposed to be like a glass cannon, so you can do a lot of damage, but you can take a lot of damage. And they have a lot of these Dice Thrones have like different like a theme. So there's like a Marvel theme, and there's a bunch of different themes that are coming out. It's supposed to be really, really cool. So he gave us like 2 of them to check. I still need to check them out. So this one. He has this one over here. The Shadow Thief is supposed to be really, really good. It's like like really, really busted. Like really like Battle Yahtzee, right? Yeah. It's like here's all the instructions. I heard it's really fun, really easy to get into. But and then here's another one too that Dave gave me. Yeah, there's a Groot looking one, and then there's like the ninja looking one. It's supposed to look really, really sick. I might check this out with my wife. But yeah, it's supposed to be really cool. It's like the thing that everyone's playing right now.
Packaging looks really nice.
Yeah, it's real. The art looks fucking sick. Like,
the
art looks really cool. Like I like it. But yeah, thank you so much, Dave, and shout out to him, man. I'll check this out. But yeah, he showed me one that had like Black Panther and Storm or Wolverine and Iron Man and Black Widow, whatever. That looks really, really cool. So imagine have like a Persona 5 one and have like all the Persona characters from Persona 5, Persona 3 or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be super, super sick. But let's see. Some X-Wing. I'd love to see that Ivy League boardroom meeting. We've got too many Asians. Well, it's not our fault. They know how to raise decent, intelligent humans. Raise the scores. Yep. There's too many of them. I see all of them everywhere. You have Chris Tucker. Yeah. Look alike. Right. It's mind numbing. But the thing is that, right, this is where the affirmative action comes into place, right? It's like there's this thing that they tried to pass here in California, and it's affirmative action. I forgot, it was like Prop 6 or Prop 18 or whatever it was, basically saying that a company can deny you employment because we have too many Asians, we have too many white people, we have too many men. So it'll make it easier for them to hire Black people, people of color, people a part of the LGBTQ community, right? So if that was implemented, and let's say if I owned a company, I can actually be extremely racist and hire only straight hot women. That's it. I hire only women only, right? You can actually do that. It's because they don't know how affirmative action works. It's because it can also work against them, right? So So it's crazy. That's why with this kind of school stuff, they're sort of doing like a sort of miniature version of affirmative action. It's pretty wild. Let's see. The tree Groot looking thing looks like Maokai from League. Yeah, a little bit. Looks pretty cool. Got a lurk, not going anywhere. Hail Eggroll. Yo, take it easy, man. Thank you for stopping by. I know you're gonna be lurking. No worries, dude. And we're trying to unravel civil rights laws. Yep, they're basically trying to repeal that shit.
Like
Hooters.
Hooters.
Like Hooters. Not. They don't have to do like a casting couch thing in order for us to hire them. Okay, we're not going to do that. They can wear whatever they want. But as long as they're freaking hot, yo, you don't even have to know how to work. You don't even know how to talk or speak English. Right? It's like how you can get so crazy with these laws. Speaking of Hooters, I know most of the Hooters that I know in my area was closed down because the one that I used to go to in Pasadena, they had this thing. Like I guess they found out that, or people basically came out and said, in order for you to get hired at Hooters, and Grae, before I go further in, do you know what Hooters is?
Yeah.
Okay. You been to one?
No, I haven't. I haven't yet.
Okay. All right. It's fine. I've been to one like twice. They're very expensive. The girls aren't even that hot. But the thing is, the one in Pasadena is shut down now. They said that it came out in an article too, and I think the Pasadena Star News, that they ended up they end up firing the manager is because in order for you to get hired at Hooters, you have to basically do casting couch shit. You need to strip naked so the boss can judge you to see if they want to hire you or not. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. And we're not going to do that, chat. If I make a business, to be honest, it's all going to be Asian people. And you have to talk like this. You have to talk in your native language. Right? Let's see. X-Wing said, I got to peace out, guys. Collab soon. Love to have you guys over. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We will love to do a collaboration with you, dude. Hell
yes,
yeah.
for sure.
Yo, sleep over. We all have to wear Ewok onesies. But yo, thank you so much, X-Wing. Hope you have a great evening. And I'll reach out to you, or you can reach out to us via email or what's it called again, or Twitter. Yeah, definitely collab. That'd be freaking awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Amazingly, California voters struck it down 76% to 24%. Yeah. Prop 16. That's what it was. Prop 16. Yeah. The affirmative action thing was struck down. Which it was wild. Yeah, that's fucked. Yeah. Based but cringe. True. Legal in Nevada. True. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Grae, did you watch the critically acclaimed movie with Elizabeth Berkley called Showgirls? It's not critically acclaimed. It's a terrible movie. But did you ever watch that movie?
No.
So it's basically a stripper movie, and it talks about how like a small time stripper becomes like a big time stripper, and she goes into those like big shows, like those like Cirque du Soleil shows, right? She wants to go from like a regular stripper to like a big Showtime thing, and and because Alec Baldwin said it, it doesn't make sense that like in order for you to get hired at these places, they need to see how you look like. Like they need to see how you look like, is because if your body ain't gonna be good enough, no one's gonna pay for you to come out and stuff. Let's see. Employers are allowed to discriminate based on looks in Nevada. Yeesh. Really? That's sort of fucked, in my opinion. So you're basically saying that if you're ugly like me, you won't get hired?
Yeah, basically.
Well, good thing I'm doing this podcast, chat. Or chat, you want to make sure that we get the partner. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. And if you hit the dislike, hit it twice, so so you know when that happens. But yes, make sure that we get partners. So because I'm too ugly to get hired. Let's see. That's like being shocked that Hugh Hefner was banging Playboy girls. True. Yeah. I actually used to watch The Girls Next Doors because I was a teenager and I was like, yo, they showed censored nudity there, so that's all the porn I can get. Let's see. Showgirls is a very underrated movie. Okay, here's the thing, Grae. Showgirls is a little cringe, but it's better than Mario 1993. Oh shit. Not at Hooters, Phil. No. Oh, okay. But yeah, anyways, what did you think about Super Mario that just came out, Super Mario Brothers, and the Super Mario Brothers from 1993? I know you probably couldn't give all like an extremely like detailed thing, but it was a very, very good review. But like, is there anything that you want to talk about? Did you like the movie? Did you like the 1993 movie?
No, but it's like a relic of the past. But probably something like it will forever make its mark on history. It's like once upon a time, Nintendo tried to make a Mario movie. But yeah, back then it's like they had no idea how to do it. Probably the technology, the special effects weren't up to snuff yet compared to as they are now. But yeah, even the writing was all over the place. Even writing was kind of what do you call it? Kind of I don't know. It's like they're just trying to do anything and see if it'll stick.
The
And
crazy thing was what you mentioned, that they had a post-credit scene. I had no idea, and I've seen that movie like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, really?
I've never know because I always just turn it off afterwards. I never knew that they had a post-credit scene. That blew my mind when I saw that. I was like, "What? No way!" That's crazy though,
Okay.
man. It had, yeah, like you said, it was a post-credit scene before post-credit scenes were a thing.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that it was that was such new info for so many people. I know one someone in the comments said that they didn't know either. I didn't know it was a big thing that people didn't know that there was a post credit. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993 is bad, not gonna lie. It's awful, dude. But is it the type of bad, it's so bad that it's good? It's like funny bad.
Yeah, that's what I said, that if you despite everything I said, if you still want to watch it, it's better if you watch it with friends and with booze. It'll make the movie a whole lot more. It'll probably might make the movie good.
Yeah,
Like
it's sort
fun
of like
time.
Jeremy Johns, right? The movie would be better if you're drunk. Oh, now it's a party.
Party.
Right? Let's see. Dan said Grace's face on a thumbnail needs to be a shirt. Would you guys buy it? Would you guys buy it? Right? If you guys would, then Grae can send me the high res version of that, and I can put on a shirt. Let's see. Yeah, see right here. Great video by Grae on Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, I think it's funny bad. Yeah, I have to go back to watch it. But yeah. See when I told you about what's your name, Mario. Last name. I mean, what's your name, Luigi? What's your last name, Mario? What? Your last name is Mario? Yeah, I'm Mario, and that's my brother Luigi Mario. So stupid.
Yeah, it was legit.
But what's it called again? I'm not sure if the guy who played Koopa, but I know that the last in Japan, Koopa is the name for Bowser.
Ah, that's why.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's supposed to be Bowser or supposed to be a Koopa Troopa.
But if I googled it, I think wait, because if you
because his name is Koopa, right? But I know that in Japan, because I remember this like pretty well, is because I remember I switched when I was playing Smash Brothers Melee, I switched the announcer to Japanese, and whenever you hit Bowser, it goes Koopa. Yeah, Dennis Hopper. Yeah, rip Dennis Hopper.
No,
I love Dennis Hopper, man.
But the thing is, do you know the part of my video where they introduced Daisy's dad? The weird.
Yeah, is that supposed to be Bowser? Did they say it's Bowser?
If you check the casting in IMDb, the guy because that thing became a mammal by the end.
It became a human at the end, right? It goes, sort of does this weird morphing thing. Like,
yeah. And I checked that guy. I checked that. As per IMDb, the actor who played him, his name is King Bowser.
Okay.
So that weird thing is Bowser.
No, okay, makes sense. Let's see. If you pretend there's no such thing as video game, the movie is crazy weird, right? Yeah, it's weird. Like I remember, like the cool thing I remember as a kid, I really liked. I like the space jumping boots. right? The space jumping boots were cool, and I like the fact that they brought in the super scope. You know, that like they had to blast him with the super scope, and then he used like the mushroom and turns really really big, super fucking weird. And the part where they're driving and then goes up a bomb, and he stops, and it's a tiny tiny ass bomb. It's like it's a super trippy movie, man. Super trippy movie. Let's see. I rather watch the Street Fighter movie, which kind of bored me. Now, Grae, here's another question. Did you watch the live action Street Fighter movie from the 90s? The one with Raul Julia and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I have not watched that. I have not watched Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, I haven't watched Dragon Ball Evolution. I heard that one's just bad. It's not so good that it's bad. I heard that one's just bad. But I would, if you're like a somewhat Street Fighter fan and you watch it, it's so bad it's good. That one, it's bad it's good in my opinion, because Raul Julia, the guy who played M Bison, he was did you ever watch Addams Family?
Yeah, the one in Cartoon Network. Or
No,
the movie.
the live action movie.
I think I did, but I hardly recall. But I'm pretty sure I did.
He played the dad. He played Mr. Adams. So Raul Julia is great. I believe he passed away, which sort of sucks. So really sad. I found out that he passed away. I was like, what happened to Raul Julia? My friend's like, he died. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? He died? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, no wonder I don't see him anymore, because he's really, really good. He fucking destroys it as M Bison, because you get Ming-Na Wen. She plays Chun-Li, right? Ming-Na Wen.
Okay.
So this one part, she's like, she's captured by Bison, right? And he goes, my father was from a small village, right? I'm not sure why I'm doing a weird, dumbass, terrible British accent. And he's like, you came here, you murdered my father. And he goes, that one day that Bison has graced your father's village. He talks to himself as in third person, right? He's like, and it was like, for me, I was just doing stuff, and like for you, it might have been the most terrible day of your life, but for me, it was a Tuesday. And everyone's like, oh shit. Oh, it was so well done by Raul Julia. Was so good. I loved him in all his movies. Well, he passed away before Street Fighter came out. Oh, damn, that sucks. Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah. Yeah, I do love them. Yeah. See, Dragon Ball Evolution is just boring bad. Yeah. Like that one is really, really bad. Yeah, Velma dethroned Dragon Ball Evolution about. Yeah, we saw that. We saw how bad it was. Oh shit. Let's see. You dare question my godhood? Yeah. It's really good. Yeah, Ming-Na Wen hasn't aged at all. She still looks like she could be Chun-Li in a movie. Yeah. She still looks really good. When I saw her in Mandalorian, I was like, "Oh, she still looks good." Like, because I did you could tell that her eye bags came in. I remember she was in Agents of Shield. Yeah, yeah. Raul Julia was a great actor, beloved. I loved him as Adam Gomez. Yeah, he was great at Gomez. Yeah, for me, it was Tuesday. Oh yeah, Kylie Minogue was Cammy. Yeah, Kylie Minogue became a singer after that. But yeah, it's bad. Like it's like they did like a, what's it called again? Like a backstory for Blanca, which is super weird. And they tried to make it, it's so weird. And you have Jean-Claude Van Damme as the most American guy. And Jean-Claude Van Damme has like a very, very like I don't even know what nationality he is, but he has such a harsh accent. And like he was playing like basically a G.I. Joe character that's like all American. it's really bad. But yeah, you need to watch that. A lot of these bad movies. You need to watch a lot of these terrible movies, because if I've suffered through it, you have to suffer through it. But watch. But to be honest though, I would say like if you want to watch Team America, that one's really good. You don't have to make a review about it or anything. Only if you want to. But Team America is really good and makes fun of a lot of these Hollywood people. And it's just super, super funny. Is he Swedish? Oh, he's from Belgium. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's in Belgium. Okay. Belgium, maybe? Let's see. I'm a huge Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, but Van Damme was terrible in Street Fighter. Yeah, he phoned it in. Do you know he's worse in? He was worse in The Predator. Part 1 because he wasn't even in it. So he was supposed to be the Predator. Grae, if you didn't know, they casted Jean-Claude Van Damme as the Predator, and they ended up scrapping the entire idea of Jean-Claude Van Damme playing the characters because I don't know why. And they brought in an actual like cool character designer to design the Predator himself. So Jean-Claude Van Damme was axed from that, which is pretty funny. I see. I remember Mortal Kombat trailer before Street Fighter 2, and I saw Mortal Kombat was so good that it's bad. I mean, so bad that it's good. Sorry, so bad that it's good. But Mortal Kombat had good music. I think that's what carried the movie. But it's really good. What's this? Jean-Claude Van Chan. Oh man. But yeah, but did you hear that Grae, did you watch the most recent Mortal Kombat movie from HBO?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
It was okay. It's not the best of the best for sure, but it wasn't that for me it wasn't extremely terrible either. It was
Do you want to
okay.
hear something? Do you want to hear some crazy rumor that I heard?
About Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. So of course they're making a part 2. I hope that it's better because I thought it was okay. I heard I want it to be better, but I'm looking forward to this. The Boys star Karl Urban reportedly in final talks to tap in as Johnny Cage for the Mortal Kombat reboot sequel. Like, I love Karl Urban.
Yeah. He would have made a better Kano, but Kano was already casted there.
Yeah, Kano wins, right? He has an Australian accent, right?
He fits more as Kano. But anyway,
Yeah.
he's too late for that.
Yeah, I loved him in Lord of the Rings. I loved him as Hela's like sidekick. I loved him in the Star Trek like reboot, and of course the Boys. And if you haven't watched it yet, Grae, I highly recommend you watch Dredd.
Which one?
Karl Urban fucking destroys it as Dredd. He's so fucking good. He's so good. And I know that what's it called again? Who's the Lannister? The sister Lannister? What's her name?
Cersei?
Cersei. Yeah, Cersei Lannister plays the bad guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's good. Watch it. It's so good. It's really, really. It's one of those movies like, holy shit, this movie didn't have to be that good. Yeah, Lena Headey. Yeah, Lena Headey. It's really, really good. As you can tell, everyone, it says Dredd. Yeah, it's good. I will watch it. It's fucking fun. It's he never takes off his helmet, which is fucking great. There was an older Judge Dredd older Judge Dredd movie with Sylvester Stallone, and he took off his helmet all the time, which I'm not a big fan of because I believe he's not supposed to take off his helmet, sort of like Mandalorian. So, but yeah, check out Dredd. Dredd is really, really good. Yeah. How about all the good? Right here. Well, how about all the good movies? Grae streams them on Discord. Yeah, if you could do like a watch party, like watch Dredd, watch like these terrible movies, like all the movies that we talked about. Yeah, it's what's that called again? Crime. There was no sequel. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that it didn't have a sequel. It was really good. Okay, I don't want to hype it up for you, but give it a watch. It's good, and that's the reason why like everything that Karl Urban is in, he fucking destroys that role. It's so good. Let's see. Some of the cinematic scenes were meant for 3D glasses, but still work good in scenes on your TV. Yeah. See, he wore his helmet for about 20 minutes. Yes. Sylvester Stallone only wore his helmet for 20 minutes. He took it off. He didn't wear it anymore. I get all of me. Sorry. Let's see. Making good on its predecessor's ending teaser, it seems like Warner Brothers Discovery's upcoming sequel for MK reboot will finally see Johnny Cage center ring, and actor Karl Urban appears to be leading choice to portray the pompous hero in his return to the silver screen. So if you don't know Johnny Cage, in the his persona is more like he's a movie star, and he basically joined a tournament, and he's a smartass. He thinks he's the best because he's a movie star. Because he's super famous, and he has a very cocky attitude. So that's his character. It's actually really really well written. Is because he actually like gets together with Sonya and has a kid, and like it sort of humanizes him, and it's really really cool. Like if you actually like are really into the Mortal Kombat lore, Mortal Kombat 9 is really good, and Mortal Kombat 10 and both Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11 are really good. You want to check those out.
Yep.
Per the rap, the Dread and the Boy Star is in final talks with the studio to secure a role for the fighting franchise resident movie star. Should he agree, Urban would be the first confirmed cast member of director Simon McQuaid's second outing on the Earthrealm, as despite how the last film strongly implied that Louis Tan Cole Young would play a major part in the series going forward, and Sub-Zero actor Joel Taslim has confirmed that his contract have encompassed 4 further appearances as Lin Kuei's champion. Both actors have yet to be officially announced for returning. So yeah, it's really cool. I did like the guy who played what's it called again? Scorpion. Forgot his name. The guy who played Scorpion. The guy who played whenever they talk about like the core characters of Mortal Kombat is really really cool. But when they talked about like the new character that no one really cares about, I didn't really fucking care. Let's see. Johnny Cage is a parody of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Makes sense. He does a lot of kicking. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Rob Schneider was also in the Sylvester Stallone Dread movie. I forgot that. But yeah, go ahead and check it out for sure. But I don't know. What do you think about this? What do you think about Carl Urban being in Mortal Kombat as a Johnny Cage?
Yeah. I really would prefer he be Kano, but yeah, I mean, take what we can get. But yeah, I think he'll still do a good job, in my opinion. Yeah, I think someone in the chat mentioned he's gonna end up having to shave because Johnny Cage
he has to shave.
Doesn't have facial hair. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see. When I think I've seen Carl Urban shaved his beard for Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
He shaved it first. He's the guy who said, "I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor, not a lawyer," or something like that. God damn it, I'm a doctor, right? Let's see. However, while Urban is an excellent actor and his casting as Cage would undoubtedly bring some star power to the franchise, he doesn't, at least historically, give off the right type of energy to properly embody the character. Urban more often gives off a sort of right bastard energy that lends itself gruff yet charming characters seen in portraying by Billy the Butcher in The Boys, Dr. Bones McCoy in Star Trek, and Scourge in Thor Ragnarok. Oh yeah, he's Scourge in Thor Ragnarok. I did like him. Meanwhile, as an arrogant narcissist who only joined the original Mortal Kombat tournament in order to prove that he did all of his own stunts, Cage's character is more akin to that of a prototypical douchebag. As such, it seems like it would be more beneficial for the role to cast more like Top Gun Mavericks Glenn Powell, or even the current WWE roster member Michael the Miz Mizanin, the latter who not only actually expressed interest in the role, but also received an endorsement for the potential casting Mortal Kombat from co-creator Ed Boon himself. Oh, yeah. But the thing is that Kano died. The Miz could have been a good Cage. True. Yeah, I forgot about JJ Star Trek. True. Was he McCoy? Not. Yeah, he was a doctor, right? But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think moving forward we can make a good video game adaptation or good video game movies or TV shows, is because look at
Mario.
Look at Mario, look at The Last of Us, and look at Sonic. Right, even though Sonic, I'm not a big fan of the human stuff. I did like the Sonic stuff. Like, I will consider it a success.
Yeah.
But Grae, if you can have one video game to movie adaptation, what would it be?
That's tough. Let's see. I'm thinking. Wait, but I'm looking at chat. We need Warcraft, but we already got a Warcraft movie. It was okay, but it wasn't really the best. I watched that. I remember watching that one.
Yeah, I thought that the Warcraft one could have been better, but I heard it made a lot of money overseas.
Yeah, Lost Tales.
It didn't make a lot of money in the States.
I see that, but I'd rather that be an anime, not a movie. because Lost Tale said Star Ocean.
Star Ocean,
That's
yeah. I'd rather be
anime.
anime
It's,
for
it's
sure.
yeah, that's an anime. Dark Souls. I
Dark
don't
Souls
know.
could be pretty cool. I would say that could be really fucking cool for Dark Souls.
The problem with the Souls games is that the story is so convoluted unless you really work hard to piece them all together. That's the problem with the Souls games, at least in my
Yeah.
opinion. I don't know. There's just so many IPs. I'm not sure.
Wait, rip Fallout Amazon? Wait, what happened to that? Is that still going?
I think that's still ongoing, but
Unless
I think
unless the writer strike is stopping it.
yeah. Let me think. I can't remember at the top of my head right now.
Let's see. Yeah, like Gan says that Warcraft was ambitious, but mostly for fans only. True. Yeah, you have to know like a lot of the fan stuff in order for you to actually even like it. Let's see. We need a real Pokemon movie. Detective Pikachu was okay. So here's what I want for Pokemon. I think the next Pokemon movie should be done in the style of Mario. I think every
Yeah.
Nintendo movie coming out moving forward should be done in the style of Mario, because I think Illuminations fucking kills it. They're so good. And the thing is that you can use more and you can make it more goofy and stuff like that, and you can leave out a lot of the human aspect of it for that. The reason why I want it to be animated is because I want a Super Smash Brothers movie. That's it. That's the only
Yeah,
reason.
I imagine it's gonna happen if Nintendo keeps introducing new characters to the film. Eventually, it's gonna be a Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Need for Speed. Didn't Need for Speed have a movie with Aaron Paul, whatever that guy's name, the guy who played Jesse? I heard it was bad, right? Let's see. I'm going back up. Let's see. Pokemon rated R battle to the death. So basically Michael Vick version. Sorry. That's too early. Yeah. Need Zelda. Yeah. A Zelda movie would be freaking great. A Star Fox movie would be really, really good. Let's see. I see one says Assassin's Creed done right. Wasn't there an Assassin's Creed movie that came out and it was like really bad?
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Yeah. And yeah, so I would say Samus would be really good. Like a Metroid like movie would be really cool. I think having a dark space themed kind of thing would be pretty cool. I would like Star Fox to be like Top Gun Maverick, but in space. That'd be really, really sick. Like it'll be fun, doesn't take itself too seriously. Let's see. Yeah, Star Fox movie were really good. This in Gran Turismo. Yeah, it's sort of like how can you Gran Turismo, you have to make it compelling just instead of just like racing. You have to have like a good story behind it, right? Is this just a teaser? Who knows what the actual feel of the show will be? True. Sweet Tooth looks decent, but the trailer doesn't show us anything. Yeah, since I think that was a teaser. So hopefully maybe they're coming maybe next month, right before like the show launches in July. It'll have something on it. I put my money on suck. Probably. I think it might suck, but like I said, if it doesn't take itself too seriously and it's like super bloody and violent, it'll be really fun. Let's see. Missed the opportunity to cast Mackie as Thumper in that Sweet Lowrider. Right? There isn't. I remember there's like a character that's a little like fucking his body is like tied to like giant monster wheel trucks. So that's gonna be pretty crazy. Yeah, Michael Fassbender. Oh yeah. True. Let's see. The Last of Us was going to be a movie by Sam Raimi, but they canceled it. Really? Did you notice, Grae?
No, I didn't know either.
Damn, it was when Sam Raimi would have been fucking scary. Like actually scary.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they made it into a TV show though.
Yeah, rather than
because
a
if it was a
series,
movie,
it'll be too
yeah,
fast.
if it was a movie, it would have been. They have to make like at least like what 4 movies in order for them to like 3 to 4 movies in order for them to complete the actual series, right? Let's see. Yeah, needs screaming V8s and violence and Grammy. True. Let's see. They have a trailer for Gran Turismo. It looks bad. Oof, man, that sucks. That definitely sucks. A Mass Effect movie. I heard they were supposed to make a Gears of War movie, and James McAvoy was supposed to be Marcus Phoenix, but I don't think that ever happened. I heard there was rumors and talks about it. And I heard they were supposed to do a Voltron movie, like a live action Voltron movie. And I think like Leonardo DiCaprio wanted to be like the lead, which is super weird. But yeah, man. All right. I believe that's that. I believe that's it. Grae, do you have anything else to add?
Nah, nothing else.
All right, all right, I'm gonna show this one more time, chat. I'm gonna show this one more time because you guys are so cool.
I'm a woman now. Mega trans.
Mega trends. But anyways, chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I know that this was a switch to Friday. I'm not sure how you guys like it on Friday, but I believe one person in our chat says that they want it to be on Friday immediately following Friday Night Tights. I think Friday Night Tights usually goes for like 3 to 4 hours, and they start at like noon or something, and they can go until like 5. So I don't have an issue with that starting at 5 or 6 p.m. But Grae is like 13 hours ahead, so he'll be like super early for him. And I want at least Grae to get some sleep before. So but would you guys prefer Fridays or Saturdays? That's the thing. Like we can do this time at 7. I don't mind. But do you guys prefer Fridays or Saturdays?
Yeah.
So Sailor Mercury said Fridays.
We can make that a poll. We can make it a poll on community.
Yeah.
Which they
prefer. We'll make a poll on community to see what they start like at 4. So 4 Eastern time, right? 4 Eastern time. So that's like, yeah, 1 Pacific time. Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll go ahead and make a poll to see what people think. And if people prefer Fridays, then we can do it on Friday. And then we'll leave Saturdays for people to go out and party and drink. Right. So as of right now, the reason why I'm doing it on Saturdays is because I usually stream on Twitch on Fridays. So if that's the case, I might switch my streaming times for instead of Fridays, I stream on Saturdays instead for Twitch. If Friday is super busy, Cobra Cast is right after Friday Night Tights. True, right? So let's say if you all want to hang out at Jeremy at D-Day Cobra at Cobra Cast, like yeah, I believe he starts at like at 6:30 or something. If we start at 7, he goes around for 2 hours. Then that means that it'll be at 8:30. We'll probably still be live. We'll see. We'll make one. Yeah, Fridays are super busy. But all right. Grae, you want to shout anything out? You have any what are you up to? You have any reviews, movies that you're gonna be doing, or what are you up to?
Yeah. So since I believe I made all the videos I could for now for the podcast. So I'll be focusing on my main channel now. So I'll be working on Stranger of Paradise video finally. Then yeah, I'll be streaming on my Twitch, Great Blade, which is the links are in the description below.
All right, cool. And you can find me anywhere at Mr. Phillip Chan. I don't post much on my personal channel because I usually post games and random stuff. But if you guys would like me to post more shit there that's a little more personal, then I can. But I'm usually trying to focus more of my attention here. And you can go ahead, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. You guys can check out the Project Eggroll merch down in the description below. And yeah, with that, we'll catch you guys next Saturday. If things are gonna be it looks like things are gonna still probably remain Saturday for now. And we'll catch you guys next Saturday. Hope you guys have a fantastic day or night, and we'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.